Hello, everyone. I believe we are live.
Ho ho ho.
Hello.
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 Hey.
Greetings.
Welcome, everyone. Powered Fail live.
Hello. It seems that I have gotten another letter.
How shocking. What does this one say, darling?
This one is from a fellow friend named Adrian Josie. Hello, Adrian.
Hello, Adrian.
All right, let's open her up and see what is in here. It says, Dear Ferric, you have inspired me to embrace my inner owl bear. Oh, how kind. I've been practicing my own twirls and bear hugs, though I must admit I have gotten some feathers tangled in the process. Oh dear, that is not quite what we want to hear.
Sort of an occupational hazard, though.
Yeah, I mean, I get my feathers twisted all the time. It is a work in progress, but hey, Ortamol wasn't built in a day, and neither was a perfectly executed twirl hoot combo. I don't know if I really have shown off my twirl hoot combo, but it is something that I probably should do more often in front of people.
Sure as a hoot.
Oh, Ambrose. Well, thank you for your letter, Adrian. I really look forward to your next one.
Good luck on your owl bearing.
And the twirl hooting.
And the twirl hooting, yes. On both of those.
Welcome, everyone, to Powered Fail, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition actual play live show, starring Andy,
Pickles! We're about to see a Harbinger who can take my memories away.
Never Know,
Never
Ian,
know.
Ambrose Busan and I'm sorry, can we go back on this plan again?
Austin,
Ferric. Now, if we use Brahm as bait, we could do so many cool things, guys, and then Brahm would be dead, and yeah.
Nathan,
Atreides, faithful yet unsure.
and Katie.
Adolia Rowan, bearer of the hero's light, even in the face of strange powers.
And as always, I am the Dungeon Master, Cody Smith, and this is episode 57 of Powered Fail. Just a quick housekeeping bit. We really appreciate you guys listening, and we know about the levels problem. We're working on it. I think we should have it fixed this episode. We did some
Woo.
software swapping. Should be golden. Anyways, on with the show.
Last time on Power Word Fail, the failures sort of broke into the local Oasis stronghold and found themselves in the company of one of Pickle's brothers, Nico. Nico invited the party to lunch and served them a surprisingly fabulous meal while sharing a lot of lore about the local situation. He told them about a religious figure known as the Harbinger, who hosts meetings in the town square and seems to remove people's bad memories and make them eternally happy. They also learned that the Mayor Wormley, once sold Crystalborn to Zeus. And Adalia stormed out, quickly followed by the rest of the failures. The party went on a brief shopping trip at Gorvis's Emporium to suit up, and then split to follow their own pursuits until the Harbinger's scheduled appearance at 9 p.m. Ferric intended to con Brahm into becoming bait, but they were talked out of it by the rest of the failures, and instead went on a chase and tried to convince Brahm not to crash the Harbinger's gathering. Adalia and Atreides had a heart-to-heart, and Ambrose did some recon before running into Brahm. Eventually, the Harbinger of Change made his appearance in the town square, and the failures considered a plot to storm the castle while the powers of Everton are otherwise occupied. And that's where we'll pick back up.
Right. So you guys had literally waited all day for the Harbinger's ritual to begin at this point. You have all gathered down by the Temple of the Master there. There's quite a gathering. Not too long, and the gates to Castle Everton open. And you see this hunched figure that you've heard described, flanked by several of the cultists in the robes that you've seen, with the snake embroidery and filigree. They stumble forward. Well, the lumpy one sort of stumbles forward to the base of the temple. They light several torches and begin the ritual here in the heart of this humble town. Modest cottages and cobblestone streets. The
When you say
clandestine
ritual
here begins.
Are you talking like liturgical recitings, or are they sacrificing animals? Are they like what does the ritual entail?
They walk up, and the hunched one that you would assume, that has been described to you as the Harbinger, he says, "Gather round, my children. Give to me your memories." And he opens up his robe and pulls forth a small silver box. The townsfolk gather around him.
I don't like this.
Cody, does Ferric recognize the silver box at all?
You definitely do. It's very similar to the one that you have, except obviously it's silver. You've seen boxes like this, made of different materials. They all do similar things, such as yours. You are not 100% familiar with what he could be up to, but you do recognize it as corruption magic, decay. Clearly, the Harbinger is bastardizing your religion, the same as the snake cult.
That box should not be made. There is something wrong with it. I have to
cannot-
get closer. I have to see what's going on.
All right. We
And
cannot leave these people here to be corrupted or whatever it is that he's doing. What do you need?
I don't know. Maybe I need to get closer or something. That box was made by a kiln. I need to know where they got it.
Adalia's gonna lean up and kiss Varric and cast Fly at 3rd level. So you have a 60-foot flying speed now.
Ferric then will cast greater invisibility on themselves
Nice.
and
Very nice.
Nice.
fly in super quickly in order to get a spot on view of what the fuck is going on over here.
Varric, you watch as the townfolk line up in hushed anticipation as they willingly go through this ritual with the Harbinger. The cultists of the snake escort them one by one forward. They have clearly, like, they know exactly what is going on. They seem to have very much, knowledge of this. Eric, could you roll a Arcana check?
Yes, of course. That would be a 18.
Okay. You recognize that he is casting on them one by one the spell Soul Cage.
Oh my god.
Dang.
But it is different than your knowledge of it. Obviously, they have already paid him in, material components at one point or another. And you see him, what you would expect, he is borrowing their experiences. He's literally sucking the knowledge, their life experiences out of their bodies and into his box. The ritual goes on, and after a while, under the dim glow of the flickering torches, as the Harbinger chants his incantations, you see that he seems to be drawing strength from them. He seems to be sort of bulging and rippling underneath his robe. And a sort of spectral radiance comes off him every time he does it. The air quivers with a mixture of apprehension and exhilaration, as the townsfolk believe they are, getting rid of their grief, their horrid memories of, at this point, things as trivial as a bad day working in farming. You hear them as they, say to the Harbinger, please take away my memories of my husband who left me, of my dead child, of my bad day. I stubbed my toe. I'd really like to forget it. As the final soul is ensnared into this cage, the Harbinger holds the relic high above his head. The gathered cultist whispers some fervent prayers. And you feel as though the town's fate literally hangs here. You see as he is, if you are familiar with the spell, he is, dominating these people willingly.
Yeah. Would I know with my 18 Arcana check, would I know how to break this kind of spell? Would I know how to, dispel it or how to free these bits of soul?
You would think, obviously, destroying the artifact would do so. Killing the Harbinger. Casting a greater restoration spell on each individual.
Okay. Ferric is dizzy and disoriented, and Ferric will start flying, knowing that they only have limited precious time of invisibility left. Fly back towards the group, and as their feet touch the ground, they are panting and frantic, and they describe what they have seen to the rest of the group.
This must be stopped. Do we make a stand here? We must prevent the rest of these townsfolk from suffering at the hands of this false prophet, this Harbinger.
We cannot let him feed upon the people of Everton. How far am I from the Harbinger right now?
You guys are in the back of the crowd. Probably, maybe 100 feet away.
Cool. Then I would like to cast Vortex Warp.
Ooh.
Which should allow me to... I'm casting it at 3rd level, which allows me a 120-foot range, and he needs to make a con save of 18.
Alright, he does have magic resistance. He would snap straight over to you. He would sense that you guys were the ones responsible.
He's coming anyway?
And he will slowly weave his way through the crowd, flanked by his minions. He will walk up to you. Did you summon me?
Atrelius has his warhammer, not the one that he left with the merchant, but one that he's borrowed from Pickles, at the ready as he's approaching.
Would also like to make a turret.
Nah, we don't want to fight here, not now.
There's too many people around. Too many possible casualties. We need to... Hello, Harbinger.
Somewhere else.
As you get a good look at his face, you see his robe lined with feathers. His face looks very, very clean and very well kept and very... What's the word I'm looking for? Cut, jagged, almost like he should be very strong. He has kind of a Chad chin. He's got that Leno chin going on.
I think the word you're looking for is Giga.
There you go. He's a little bit giga. He approaches. But his body doesn't look that way. He looks very lumpy under his robes. He extends a hand. Would you like to have your memories changed? Horrible things in your past forgotten.
Some of us like our scars. You know, something is very interesting. I'm trying to place your accent.
He smiles. I'm from the Drakari Wilds.
Ah, me too, friend. Shall we go somewhere to talk about our dear homeland?
He looks to his minions and says, after the ritual, we have many preparations we must attend to. Maybe another time, yes?
Soon. Let's make it soon, Vitroka.
Soon indeed. He would bow and grab his cloak and stash his silver box within and quickly turn towards the castle. His snake cultists would stare daggers at you as they walk past. They all look exactly the same as the other ones that you've killed.
The feathers on Ferric's neck start to stand on end and furl, and Ferric squeezes and releases their claws in their hands, trying to keep steady. There is something terribly wrong here.
Soon the citizens would disperse, seemingly much happier than when they came.
I agree with Ferric. This is an abomination. We need to end it tonight. We need to end it now.
Yes. To the castle, then?
To the castle.
I mean, for once, shouldn't we plan? Like, why just go in gung-ho? We just saw that he could do some bad shit. Yeah, we gotta end it, but, like, should we really just immediately go to where he went and start shit?
We should go to his stronghold, because otherwise he will hide behind the lives of the innocent. He will leverage collateral damage into his favor.
He's gonna do that no matter what.
Do you have a plan, Pickles?
No, but I feel like we should have one. Every time we just go in, people die.
That's
Have we not
fair.
noticed this?
No, that's a very reasonable takeaway from what has happened before. So, what do we need to plan before we go?
I mean, we know nothing about the castle. We know nothing about what's in there. We know nothing about exit points. Is there sewers? Is there...
We're still in Ordemal. How much of the castle's
Everton.
architecture... I'm sorry, the concurrent theocracy, the whole nation. How
You
much
are
of
still in the concurrent theocracy.
Yeah, sorry, I thought that Ordemal was both the capital and the nation the same way Mordstead was, but the theocracy. Would Atreides know any of those architectural points, sewage, exit points, rough, like, population of potential collateral damage victims inside the castle?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check, because you would have studied these various maps at some point in your career.
Right, that's only an 11.
You definitely
Yeah, I don't have
remember
anything else.
that this castle has been around for a very long time. It is an old castle. since before the concurrent theocracy even was a thing.
Okay.
You do know that there is some sort of an escape route through the sewers. But you don't know where or how. You don't remember much about that aspect of it.
Okay. Well, I will, of course, share that. And I'll say, additionally, in terms of planning, I've observed Ambrose has a great amount of ranged, or of our artillery. Pickles, it seems that you fight up close and personal. If we all know our tasks and play to our strengths, we will have an upper hand in that sense.
I have a certain amount of knowledge of back roads within cities. Perhaps I can help guide us.
Ferrick's going to glance over at Ambrose and then over to Pickles. We don't do well in sewers.
Yeah, I like to avoid that.
I mean, we have no idea what's in there. We don't know.
Someone bad is in there.
Well, yeah, we know somebody's bad in there, but we don't know the history of that place. Like, we went into Zeos' thing and he had a whole freaking lab full of shit. Like, he could have a whole army of shit in there, or he could have stockpiles of dangerous things. Like, can't just walk through the door of a castle.
Pickles is right.
Very right.
Okay. What do you want to do instead?
I mean, we should at least try to get some history on the place.
Well, how do you propose we do that? We have to move fast before he has a chance to do anything else to anyone else.
I don't understand the rush. He's obviously already worked on the majority of this town. What's a day?
He grows stronger. We don't want this to snowball, but we have no idea of knowing whether it already has or not.
Another day could be life and death for dozens.
If we're going today, I'm not going through that door first.
I'll go through the door first. I believe that speed is an asset.
I believe that for once we should talk to maybe Christopher's mom. See, we always were planning on looking to see if there's a library anyways. See if there's any kind of history on this castle. Who was there before? Harbinger we know hasn't always been here. He came, Nico said, right? Has it always just
Nico
been
said
a
6 months.
place of politics? Like, the castle is built for some reason.
Right. I mean no disrespect to Evangeline's memory, but it seems to me that the snake cultists who you originally found in her home did not come here until her fiancé did. Do we think Brom could have something to do with this?
Nah, Brom's too stupid.
All right.
Correlation may not be causation, but it would be good to perhaps deal with Brom. Brom might know. They've been in this town longer. They're the one person that we can trust.
Well, there's got to be some people that don't like the Harbinger. It can't be every person here. I mean, there's got to be some higher officials that aren't happy about this.
And see if Nico and the Oasis have any guards, any members of the town guard that are in their pocket.
I'm not saying we wait a long time. I'm just saying we should at least try to get some more information before we just go in.
You are correct, Pickles. 100%.
Tomorrow,
I'm sorry.
then.
Or tonight. If we're sneaking in, going dark, like...
Who do you want us to talk to this evening, then? should we go in tonight?
It depends on what we find. I just think we have to talk to somebody.
I am not going back to Nico's hideout. If you must, I understand. But I won't.
That's fair.
Okay, so Nico, library, Christopher's mom.
We were offered sanctuary at Christopher's mother's house. I'll go back.
Well, we
see
gotta
what
pick
she
one.
knows.
We shouldn't split up at this point. He knows of our group.
Especially when you cast a spell at him. Now he knows he's in danger.
Well, I'm not going back to Nico and the Oasis.
You can stand
So-
outside then. Like, we can't. We're not splitting up.
All right. If that's what you want to do, I'll wait.
Any opinions? Where we want to go first?
Down for any order.
Ferric nods.
Okay. Well, I mean, I say let's just go talk to Christopher's mom first. She might know other people to talk to or directions, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Going
Yeah.
back to Christopher's mom's with all our luggage.
All right, let's go.
Right.
And remind me, I think Atreali's magic weapon would be done tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do not need to wait on a magic weapon to do battle with the Harbinger.
That was more out of character of me remembering when that was. though.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So, you head through town. The Stonehall estate is in the back here. It's this structure. They have a little bit of a courtyard. They have the courtyard's in the back. The front area is where the stables are, where you have I believe that's where you left your horse and carriage.
Okay.
Your cart. Was that the Stonehall estate, correct?
Uh, maybe? Yeah.
I
Sounds
could
right.
have swore that's where you left it. I'll have to listen.
Ferric would remember.
Right.
Absolutely. Give me a group perception check. Well, I suppose let me just, what's your passive perception, Adalia? Yours is like really 23, right?
24.
24.
Level up.
Some of you would notice sooner than others, but Adalia would clock it right away. As you're walking through the city here, you catch some people like looking directly at you, and then when you make eye contact, they look away.
Okay.
Can I throw out a detect thoughts?
Yeah. What does the spell do? Its description?
Hang on. I can
Throughout
send
the
you the thing.
card thing, yeah.
Sorry,
I
one
do think
second.
that you could probably sense some thoughts.
For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. Hang on. Copy. Paste.
Boom. You can read the thoughts of certain creatures. You can focus your mind on one creature you see within 30 feet of you. You initially
You
learn
can
their
do like
surface
level
thoughts.
and move that around.
I think their surface thoughts would be, oh, those are those strange people that have been in town. A lot of them
Okay.
would just be saying things like that in their mind. They'd be like, oh, there goes the newcomers again. Like, some of them are even quite friendly, things like that. Like, oh, there's those guys again. I hear they're trading with The dwarf, I hear they're in town to trade with the dwarf guy who runs the,
I'm
shop
gonna
there?
use an action to probe into the mind of someone who looks especially suspicious.
Okay. Let's see here. Can you use a spell? Okay, yeah.
They need to
I
make
think-
a wisdom saving throw against a DC of 18.
They basically can't pass, but let's just see. Yeah, they fail.
Sure.
You would definitely get a looming sense that, like, some of the more suspicious ones, they are very much like, I'm gonna watch them and report to the guards what they do. They're up to
Understood.
something. No one comes to Everton.
Okay. As soon as we're away from the prying ears of townsfolk, I will report that to everyone.
Any thoughts?
Great.
We must be very calculated with how we move.
What
through the
time is
city
it?
then.
It's getting pretty late. It was 9 o'clock when the ritual started. It was probably about 10 o'clock when it ended. Took about an hour to complete. So after your little meeting about what to do, and walking through the streets a little bit, it's probably about 10:15.
Well, should we go to Christopher's mother then?
Fair not.
I agree. I'm going to stealth as well while we're heading there. Like, stay behind the party and kind of trail behind.
Okay.
Adalia is just full pink skin, fiery hair, leading onward. People are already
26.
suspicious of us.
26 stealth.
Yeah. Ambrose blends right into the shadows, pulls his cloak around him, and is essentially invisible at this point.
Ferric
If you didn't
is
know,
Ferric is going to knock at the door of the estate.
all right. It takes a moment, but eventually a maid would come open the door. Hello there. What can I do for you?
Good evening.
Yes, Miss Stonehall said that we could stay here from the night.
Oh yes, she'd mentioned some guests. Come on in.
Thank
She
you.
would lead you into the main hall there. She has quite a spacious manor with like 2 wings. She would lead you to the dining hall and say, just a moment and I'll go get Miss Laura.
Thank you.
And a short while later, Laura Stonehenhall would approach. She's wearing sort of a, what do you want to call it? Like I want to say a nightgown, but obviously not a sleeping nightgown, just like a post-night evening wear kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very, very fancy.
Good evening, Mrs. Stonehall. We have come to take you up on your hospitality.
Excellent, excellent. Come on in. Are you hungry? I'll have the cooks whip you up something, sort of a late night snack.
Oh, we're always hungry. Miss Laura, what can you tell us about the Harbinger?
Well, I don't really like him very much. He's a sort of a strange fellow, isn't he?
That is certainly true. What do
What-
you think of those who adhere to his faith?
Well, I can understand why someone would want to forget the tragic things that have happened to him, but I choose to remember my son and remember my divorce. And, even after you told me of his passing, I will not be forgetting him. As painful as those memories are, I think that that's important. Something my father used to say was that when you're dead, you're not really gone until you're forgotten.
Certainly.
Wise words. What do you know of the people who dwelt in the castle prior to the Harbinger and his entourage?
Oh, well, the Wormleys, they have quite a tragic life. Something about that castle, it's made their whole family line ill. They've dealt with illness for generations. I think it's the mold. I think the castle's moldy or something.
Black mold is
If you
dangerous.
ask me.
It's no joke.
Is there any way that Atreides and or Adalia would be able to gather from Laura Stonehold's demeanor? Is she especially educated on the subject, or is this just a really mundane, simple explanation that she's just kind of grasping at?
I would say it seems like sort of a mundane explanation, but she's telling the truth that they're all sick. They're all sickly folk.
Sure. Okay.
I would think Atreides might think maybe inbreeding or something like that. That might be your first thought. But she seems to think it's some sort of a genuine illness that they just seem to be passing back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a damn shame about them Wormleys. Their youngest son died when he was only 10, and their daughter was killed.
And
Killed how, Mrs. Stonehold?
In a riding accident, she fell off her horse. Probably shouldn't have been riding. She's always been ill.
Understood. The castle, Mrs. Wormhole. What if someone were to try to breach it? Are there any defenses that would need to be shored up?
Well, I don't know much about the castle. I've never been invited. There are some nobles who go into the castle, but they're friends of the family and such. She says, I know that they are quite well guarded. A lot of the guards that live in the royal castle, or how do I phrase this? A lot of the guards that work at the mayor's castle, they live in the castle. Within the walls, there are some structures. Barracks, if you will.
Kitchens and the like. Yeah. Naturally.
thank you so much for the information. What is for dinner? And also, do you have any like secret doors hidden behind the wallpaper that might hold some kind of dark evil at all? It's not a read on you. It's just we have some bad experiences.
She thinks to herself and says, well, my husband, he did do some strange things in this house. Before he left, I can't say there isn't anything weird in here, but I've never seen any sort of strange door that leads to a dark place or whatever you mentioned.
Works for me, I guess.
Ambrose switches his glasses with a magnifying glass on it and starts like keeping an eye out for anything. I'm not actively looking for anything, but after hearing like some shady stuff was going on, I have a passive investigation of 22.
All right.
Just to keep an eye out.
So during dinner, given that the Stoneholds have like a full estate here, do they have either annals or even better like architectural blueprints, I guess, of any of the buildings? I imagine they probably don't of the castle. I'd be surprised if they did, but just any more evidence that we can get about like the physical layout of the city or the inhabitants thereof, the captains of the guard, the advisors to the Wormleys.
Yeah, she would know a few names, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too helpful.
Nothing
in that
revelatory. Yeah. Okay.
She would tell you the captain of the guard. She would say, well, the captain of the guard, he's kind of like you, Mr. Traley's. I believe he follows the master. His name is Etan Sobek. Call him Captain Sobek.
Captain Solbeck. Would I have heard of him?
Yeah. He was a military man just like you, but eventually he got sent out here because he basically is very lazy. He would delegate all of his tasks and have other people, and you know, he just didn't live up to the master's high standards. So they kind of shipped him off to Everton to make sure everything was fine.
So you view me as a lazy servant of the master. My hand just kind of tightens on my mug.
Says, well, I didn't mean anything like that. I just meant that he was religious. I believe he is a little bit more loyal to the master than some of those around here. You know, it was kind of brought upon us here in Everton that we were to worship the master. You see, we just so happened to be on the eastern side of the river there, and that's the line. You know, we never really signed up for the concurrent theocracy thing, but
Right.
we did convert our temple to the gods to the master in retribution, and many do worship.
And many worship only nominally, given that it is not the heritage that they hail from.
She nods. Although a lot of people here don't really worship the crystals either. Mostly here we have people who worship the lesser deities.
Right.
The crystals just don't seem to be helping very much lately, do they, Harlan?
Is that weird? Is that like a normal thing, DM? For people
I mean,
to
it
believe
would
in lesser
sound really
deities?
weird to someone from Mornstead, because that's like basically heresy, but
Yeah.
I mean, from your guys' experience, I mean, the crystals have never really done anything. Like, they never like floated down from heaven and been like, oh, I am the, you know. They've never.
Yeah.
They
Right, yeah,
mostly
like-
send people like you.
Yeah.
Having not been to Mornstead, Atreides finds that perfectly reasonable. He's just kind of nodding, not realizing that that's... Or maybe just like slightly clocking that Ambrose is a little taken aback by that.
I'm gonna put my stuff away. Be right back. I'm just gonna look around the house and look for anything weird while this is all going on.
Okay. You said you had a 22 investigation.
Yes, a passive 22 investigation.
All right. Eventually you would find like a door to the basement, and you would sense there's some sort of magical stuff down there.
Detect magic. I'll cast it.
Yeah, you're positive that there's some sort of magic down there.
What type of vibe am I getting off of this magic?
Vibe check.
Can I get a vibe,
Vibe
on this
check.
magic real quick?
Let's see here. You would sense. Gosh, a whole bunch, really. Just a lot.
All 8 schools.
Pretty much, it looks like here.
I'll
I'm
look
not
for traps.
super versed in my magic schools, but I do
Necromancy.
believe that there's a lot of evocation in here.
Okay. Is there any abjuration right in front of me, though? This is my biggest question.
No.
Okay. I'll look for traps, and while no one else is looking, I'm going to sneakily just dabble, a little peek, and then come back out. To
Yeah.
see if there's anything interesting.
You would sneak into the basement there. You don't find any traps. And in the basement, you would find a very interesting room. There's like, some storage down there, all kinds of junk. But the thing that you're clearly sensing is a circular room lined with pillars. In the center of the room, there is a greenish dusting of some sort of crystal dust. And sitting on a stand is a helmet that is just emblazoned with crystals.
What type of magic is coming off of this helmet?
Evocation. Let's see.
Would I know historically what this is? Is this like a special helmet? I think it has crystals on it, so I'm assuming that this may be a little too
Is
good.
this
Is
the
this
Crystal
a-
Crown?
It is the crystal crown.
It is
We've
not
been
the
waiting
crystal-
for like a year and a half. Is it the
Because
crystal
I will
crown?
put it on and walk up the stairs with it on. No, I'm kidding.
It is. You would know for a fact that it's not the crystal crown.
Okay.
You would guess that it's some sort of a knight's helmet from the court of the crystal crown, though. Like, obviously inspired by and made by the similar kind of people, but not a exact replica, or even a, you would know for a fact that it's not that.
Okay. Not gonna touch anything. I'm going to walk upstairs and just walk back to the farm.
So yeah, while you were away, they brought forth a big giant half-eaten hog that they've reheated. She's like, well, I'm sorry we didn't have time to make you some sort of fresh food, but this is our leftovers from tonight's dinner. And she would bring out potatoes, the hog, applesauce, beans.
Ferric very eagerly pulls out a knife and starts carving the hog up and dishing it out on people's plates. What was your maid's name again?
Let's just take a look here.
Sorry, Cody.
Sorry, Cody.
Sorry, Cody.
Oh wow, that's a real weird one.
It's gonna be important, I promise.
Her name is Maya. M-A-I-A.
Your maid, Maya, very wonderful kind of person. Is she local? Is she from here?
Oh yes, absolutely. She's from Everton. A lot of my servants are from Everton. I did bring some servants with me from Mornstead, but many of them have quit. I don't know why.
Oh, No idea why they would quit.
I assumed it had something to do with my husband and me falling out.
Ah,
Mm.
Ferric is going to shove some hog down their gullet,
Sure.
and I think is going to try to allude at like, what friends does Laura Stoneald have? Like, does she, because she has a manor, right? And I'm imagining that this place is just as like kind of vivid as like Mornstead in that way. And so like Ferric's trying to figure out like if she has these ideas about the Harbinger, who are her like allies that may also have like share these values against the Harbinger, like who might have, like she doesn't seem to have very many resources for us in this front, but I'm trying to figure out who in the city might have resources for us.
Yeah, she would say that she does have some friends, although she doesn't have many, nearly as many like balls as she used to here. You know, she used to back when her husband and her were together. They used to have parties much more frequently. But she does have a few friends. Sir Maban
Sir Maban.
and his wife.
Mrs. Mabon.
Mrs. Mba.
Alea. They are nobles that go into Castle Everton.
Is she more explicit about the idea that like they share her values on the Harbinger? Would she give that
Yes.
information up?
And they used to be more like welcome in Castle Everton. They're nobles. They would come and go. But since the Harbinger has made himself resident there, they no longer go. Because he just ruined the vibe, darling. You know, it was a really great place before he
The
showed up. Now it's
vibes are
really-
no longer immaculate. We get it.
Oh fuck.
DM.
Yeah.
Quick question. When I was in the basement, was that the same formation of the pillars where we met the witch?
Okay, yes. You would recognize that. It is the same kind of layout.
Ambrose puts his hands in his face and it like it just kind of like weeps for a second, puts his glasses back on. Yeah, I look at Mrs. Thornhall. Can you give us a second, please?
Absolutely, darling. I'm gonna go get us something to drink
Thank
from
you.
the special reserves. And she
I
would walk away.
turn to the party, take off my glasses, start cleaning it. So I looked around and I went in the basement and remember that ritual room we found where, we were betrayed by
Our friends
Ravenel?
died.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
yes,
We remember.
yeah, it's in the basement too.
Yes.
What do you mean it's in the basement too?
Same formation, same ritual realm. There's also a helmet that has crystals on it that has all schools of magic. Ferric, you were probably right. This doesn't look good.
Below the city right now. Is that what you're
Just
saying?
in the basement. Just in the basement right now.
In the basement of this building right
Enjoy
now.
your meals. This
building,
might be
this
our
is
last. So I'm gonna grab some of the beans and some of the pork. Can eat that.
If it's
The Shirley's
literally,
will break some sourdough bread and pass it out.
if it's literally beneath this building, then we must address it. Yes.
I imagine so.
Definitely.
Adalia tears off like a chunk of sourdough bread and then immediately heads for the stairs. Well?
Are we not addressing it by talking to her, or are we addressing it by just all getting up from the table? And
Oh,
I misunderstood
I mean-
addressing.
if you have a more diplomatic approach than I do, I'm willing to hear it out, but my instinct is just go.
When
I
the stone
think
halled
we-
Ambrose saw weird stuff in the basement. Is that where your husband was, and is that what you were talking about? Good, thanks. No? Okay.
I think that's a wonderful idea, Pickles.
You should definitely ask her.
Let's not make enemies of everybody.
I just feel that anyone who isn't on our side must be an enemy.
We don't know that yet. She's been nothing but nice. So
Except
far.
that everything we've learned about her indicates that she's an enemy.
Everything we learned about her husband.
All right. Adalia looks to Ferric.
They did break up.
I will wait it out. But,
I mean, if she's bad, just blow her up. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't it make more sense to blow her up now?
Well, we don't know if she's actually guilty of anything. So I don't
We're
think we should just
pretty
be-
sure, though. Like, there's a lot of evidence.
I'm pretty sure she's not.
I haven't seen any evidence that
Uh,
might be evil.
DM, when I was in the basement, was the helmet polished or was it collecting dust? Like, has it been
It was
moved?
yeah, it was dusty and spiderwebby.
Okay. I don't think anyone's been touching it. I think it's just been sitting in there. She's been just leaving it alone. So I don't think she's been manipulating anything.
She obviously knows that this is in her house. We talk to her.
I mean, she admitted there's weird shit in the house.
Sure.
Yes.
I have just spent a very long time ignoring the things that threaten the people I love.
We're not ignoring it. We're just asking first.
I mean, no disrespect, Pickles, but when you say ignoring, I feel like every time I have ignored something, it has come back to bite me. Things can't be neutral. Do you know what I mean?
Not at all.
Things are either with us or against us.
Yeah, and I think up to this point we haven't asked enough. And that's
Those
why
are
we've
very-
gotten in the situations we've gotten in.
Unnuanced words as well. I think there's more room than that.
Perhaps. I just feel like
We assumed Ravenel was good because he was with the Crystal Court. We
Right.
assumed that people will help us because they've got good stuff. We haven't asked ourselves. It's the same reason when I said we shouldn't do the castle. We need to ask. If we just go into that room, if she is bad, that's giving her the advantage. That's not giving her the disadvantage.
okay. I understand. Whatever you think. I want all of you to be careful.
I mean, we're going in that room. There's no question about that. I'll just say if we ask first. She says no, we know there's shit going down, and then we go in the room anyways.
Right.
I hate
we find out where
asking,
she stands.
but I understand why you need to.
Ferric can
So-
ask. He's good at it.
That's fair. Ferric.
As you turn to face Ferric, Ferric is already approaching Laura.
Yeah, she would be returning with the big bottle of wine that she went for, and she has the maid following her, Maya, with a bunch of like glasses, and she would be like, "Here, darlings, here, let's drink."
Yeah, here, let me help you with that. And Ferric takes the bottle. Ferric is going to run their thumb over the lip of it to see if it's been opened before.
No.
Okay.
Randy?
Ferric is going to smile very graciously, as much as a beak can smile, and give a slight little bow and turn around. So, not to be so fickledy-pickledy, I guess is the right term, but
the technical term.
we couldn't help but to notice that there is a, how did you say it earlier? A vibe here. And we feel...
Oh, I hope the vibe's not off.
No, vibe is immaculate. But what I'm saying is, we sense great magic in your basement.
Oh.
No,
Not
no,
what I thought you were gonna say.
that's not me coming on to you. I'm sorry. Sometimes I say things and people think I'm flirting and I'm really not. But, like, I'm talking about your literal basement.
Oh. Well, you can sense that from here.
Yeah, it you know, with my bare feet. I mean, they're not bare feet; they're more talons.
Bare feet.
My bare feet.
Where
Yeah,
shoes?
it's prickly, it's pointy, it's touchy. Is that your husband's things?
Yes, I don't bother myself with whatever's down there. He was always doing strange things down there. That's part of why we got into our argument that led to our divorce. I believe I briefly explained it to you when you arrived. I caught him one time doing something strange to our son, and he tried to explain it as something to do with the Crystal Court, and I wouldn't have it. I mean, that's my son.
Oh, is that where he did the weird thing to Christopher? Like in your basement?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. My
Oh.
God.
I figured he just like went somewhere.
No,
Do-
he
do
was
you-
very blasé about the whole thing. I guess he didn't see the problem.
Do you mind if we get elbow deep in your basement?
Sure, let's go on a trip to the basement. I haven't been down there in a year or so.
Ferric
up
snaps
wine
to
glass.
Pickles and gives 2 big thumbs up.
Pickles gives him back.
So yeah, she would lead you to her basement there. And, well, it's right this way. Strange place. He had some contractors come and make it to his very specifics. She would lead you down to the pillared room.
Are there carvings the same place as there were carvings in the other chamber?
Yes, there are. And you would
Okay.
recognize it as the same spell as life transference.
Life transference. Okay. Writing that down.
Yeah, I would actually take some parchment and run some charcoal over it to copy the carvings.
Oh
and
my.
just take that with me.
Are you guys archaeologists?
More or
Yes.
less.
Fascinating. Maybe you know what this thing is. And she holds up her helmet. I don't know. My husband left it here.
It's a really cool hat.
It is.
Well, you see, it's covered in these gems. And I thought I could just, pry them out and sell them. But whenever I do, they turn to dust. How unfortunate.
Let's identify on it.
Yeah, and has she only tried prying out the green one and it's turned to dust, and that's why there's green?
Can I give you
Dust
like
on
100
the-
gold for it?
I am also
it's
going
clearly
to
worth a lot
ritual
more than
cast
100
detect
gold.
magic.
Not if you can't get the gems out. Then it's just a hat.
Well, I think that
Yeah, ritual.
the dwarven fella Goric, or whatever his name was, I think he might be more interested in it for more than that.
Garvis.
God.
He
And-
likes to rip off people.
From what I hear, he does not find interest in these kinds of things. He's only interested in his only supplier, and he won't even sell us a demonic handkerchief.
Wow. I thought he was a bit of a thrifty man the last time I met him. But, I just have been holding on to this because it's a family heirloom. And yeah, you guys ritual cast, detect magic, and identify and such, and you would know that this is a Helm of Brilliance.
Nice.
Interesting.
So it has a bunch of diamonds inlaid into it. Let's roll and see how many it's got. So it has 10 diamonds, 8 rubies, 13 fire opals, and 19... What is the last one? 19 regular opals.
I
Any gem
desperately
pried
want
from the
it.
helm crumbles to
Wow.
dust. When all gems are removed or destroyed, the helm loses its magic.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably worth more than 100 gold.
Ooh, it's gonna
Yeah.
hurt Pickles.
Oh, I'll take it though. Pickles doesn't need to take it.
Why is it gonna hurt me?
As long as Pickles starts her turn within 30 feet of it, she's going to take 1d6 radiant damage.
I'm not undead.
No. Pickles is her own situation.
I am very living.
Hmm?
You say so.
But also mechanically, I am not undead, so.
Sort of an in-between.
Yeah. Ferric isn't so much interested in the helmet as they are the architecture here. Like, does this seem like it's a facsimile of the same room, or is it like literally carved out of the same stone and stuff?
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, it definitely isn't a one-to-one. This is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
It's carved out of marble and whatnot. I believe that actually is the same kind of stone that the other ones were carved out of.
Yeah.
But you think that that's just because you're in the theocracy. That
Yeah.
that happens to be a very plentiful material here.
Okay. Is there any books or notes or anything, any other, like, I guess I would, like, investigate for some shit.
What
Trying
is
to
in this room?
what else is in the room, or is it just the helmet and the like the green diamond chunks?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think you would all notice after looking at the green bits that it's very similar to the crystal that Christopher used to wear around his neck.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is weird.
Yes. Very awkward.
Was she willing to sell this helmet to us?
Well, I really didn't want to part with it anymore. I've kind of come to terms with it, and it's one of the last things I have, especially now that I know they're both deceased, that
Yeah.
belong to my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that do you need it?
It is a great asset, but
Please.
I personally think that remembering our loved ones after they have passed is also tremendously important, and I would not suggest that we should take it from you.
Well, let me sleep on it. I'll let you know in the morning.
Please know it is entirely your decision. Do not feel pressured.
Oh no, I don't feel any pressure. I just can't decide. I could use the money, but I just
Figure out the
feel...
vibes in the morning.
Yeah, let me just think about it. All right.
Did your husband leave any documents around here too for any like transactions or business deals? I was wondering.
No, he packed up all that when he left. I can take you to his study, but it's
I would love
my
that, thank you.
sewing room now.
Well, I would love to see it.
What do you sew?
Oh, well, I love to sew ball gowns, and then she like motions at her clothes that she's wearing right now, like I made this.
That's beautiful. You could show me the ball gowns, and Ambrose could look for whatever he's looking for.
Absolutely.
Ball
And
gowns
then she
sounds
would
a lot cooler.
walk you guys through the upstairs. You would pass by the storage area. You'd see, barrels of various foodstuffs and whatnot. Some textiles, and you'd see like a whole bunch of fabric and like lace and all kinds of such that she uses to make her dresses.
Can you make me one?
Well, I mean, it couldn't probably do it tonight, but if I get your measurements tonight, I could.
I mean, I'm small. How long could it take?
Oh, well, you're pretty small. I think if I started work right away, I could probably do it in 2-3 days.
You have any children ball gowns?
Yeah, I do. Maybe I could just give you one off the rack.
Well, I mean, I gotta see him, but maybe.
Yeah, she would lead you up the
I'm just trying to
stairs
like
there.
distract her so that Ambrose could look without her, keep it like being over her
Yeah.
shoulder.
Eventually, yeah, she would lead you to the second story there and into a little room. Little by her standards, it's kind of big. You would see it's all lined with little, like, what do you call them, mannequins that are wearing various dresses and whatnot. And then she has some that are hanging up on, like, a line, like a bar. She would lead you over to a corner and say, well, this was his desk. Mostly it's just full, and she starts opening drawers, and it's full of, like, sewing bobbins and thread and needles and all kinds of sewing supplies, thimbles. This is my thimble collection.
Oh, this is very nice.
I'm a big
Thank
fan of up-close magic. Watch this. And she can make the thimble disappear.
Wow.
you. I clap.
Yeah, ferret claps. Little golf clap. Ferric is going to give Ambrose a little like look and is going to try to gesture, and then realizes that Ferric has the fucking spell message. And so Ferric is going to message to Ambrose that Ferric will help Ambrose look for any sort of secret compartments in here. If we know anything about these fucking rich people in their secret compartments,
Oh yeah.
we're gonna find something. So
I'm going to nod to that, and then start taking out all the thimbles out of this drawer, but respectfully. Like I would actually organize them when I'm taking them out, like how I organize my crossbow rounds on each of my bed. every
most
day
to
or something.
least thimbly.
This
Yes.
drawer is a mess. It just needs to be.
Yeah. And then I'll take
Yeah.
everything out, investigate the whole entire desk, then investigate everything else as well. So I'll investigate.
In the meanwhile, I'll be
Roll
trying to drag
with,
her around the dresses.
advantage.
26. Investigate.
Nice.
I'm so glad I took expertise investigation. I feel really good with this.
I feel like you should feel good because we did
Yeah,
not
thank
have an
you.
intelligence caster.
Yeah, as you're, doing everything, you're pulling everything out, you're reorganizing it. You pull the drawers out all the way, and make sure there's no hidden compartments. But as you're doing that, you do uncover a piece of paper that is wedged in the back. It's not in any kind of secret compartment.
It was just
got
jammed.
stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, take it out.
You would see that this is a requisition form from the Knights of the Crystal Crown for the helmet of brilliance for a crystal of life for, I believe, or a, what is it? One of the greenish crystals that Christopher had, that the Knights would had in their vault, and some powdered crystalborn.
So, from my understanding, he gave them a crystal of life and powdered crystalborn in exchange for the helmet.
No, he bought them, basically. He requisitioned them from them.
Oh, he bought everything. Okay.
Mhm. And this is a receipt. And it was quite a staggering amount. It was like 100,000 gold for all this.
Is there anything signed? Any signatures on this document other than Stormwall?
Yes, you would see his signature and the signature of one other individual.
The manager?
Let me grab their name real quick. You would guess that they are some sort of a leading figure from the Knights of the Crystal Crown. Their name is... Wow, that's a hard one to pronounce. Heldrick.
Eldrick.
Heldrick Epiphoritis.
Sounds like a
Epiphoritis?
disease.
Epiphoritis.
Eldrick Epiphoritis. He started the Epiphoritis pandemic over in instead a decade ago.
Does it actually say, like, powdered crystalborn on the requisition form? Like, do they know that
Yes.
this is, like... Okay.
Yeah, I read that document, I look immediately into Adalia's eyes, and then I go, ooh, yeah. And I pass the document over to her.
Adalia will take the document into her hand and look at it. And then the paper will just turn to ash in her hands.
Adalia, what are you doing?
They have committed something unspeakable. Whatever happens to them after this does not need to be recorded.
You're just going to burn evidence?
I burn all sorts of things.
All right. I get up and I just walk out the room.
Well, seems that while we were looking at these dresses, something happened over there. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, I'm sure they found something. They fight sometime. What about this blue dress? A blue dress would look. Try not to make things escalate.
Right. She would pull out, a measuring, one of those. I was gonna say measuring tape, but I think they're also called measuring tape. The ones that are like string
Yeah.
that you just used.
Yeah.
Just
She would
don't
start
touch
taking
me. You might.
measurements.
Just don't touch my skin. You might die. Just be careful.
Oh. Well, can one of you assist me? I don't want to die.
Is
Ferric gives a very disapproving glance to Adalia, and then walks over to where Ferric and Laura are, and takes the tape measure, and like gives Pickles a slight bow, and then starts measuring up Pickles, only occasionally touching on accident and being like, "Ow, fuck, ow, come on, Pickles, you're so sharp."
Yeah, she would write down the measurements as you give
It's
them
like a
to her.
hedgehog.
spiky.
What kind of inseam are you going for on this one?
Well, I like to do hoop skirts myself, so
Can it
extra
can
generous
you
in the rear.
actually make it a little bit bigger so it could fit over my armor?
Oh, yeah, I could do that. I
I
could
could
let
just
it
wear
out
it
a bit.
everywhere.
I think it would work better if you wore your armor over it, though.
Okay, can you make it so it's like nicely fitted so it's just like my armor and then this big hoop skirt that it comes out from underneath it?
Yeah, I think that would be more achievable. I
That'll
could
be
make
fun.
some alterations to your armor as well. Just by looking at it, I could make it a little bit more fancy. You know, she starts pulling out little like samples and starts like laying them up against like your shoulder pads and stuff like that.
Sure. Make me fancy.
All right, this is excellent. Now, I don't do suits very well, but I can attempt it. I might be the only person in town who could make a suit that would fit your tall friend here. You know, she'd like grab the measuring tape from you for
A suit for me?
Yes, I don't see why not. I could do that. I mean, it might not be as nice as my gowns, but I could do something in a charming purple.
I like to stick to black and gold.
Oh, well, I do have some black. I could get some gold thread. Oh, wow, this is very nicely organized in here. Oh, wow. It's like going through the desk.
It's all color coded.
Do you prefer a shiny gold or a dull yellow?
Shiny gold? What are you even talking about? Look
I
at
don't know.
me.
Some people think it's gaudy.
Yeah, and some people are wrong. Okay, all right.
All right. Well, this is excellent. This gives me a project. Y'all are gonna be in town for a while longer here, yeah?
I should think so.
As long as we are alive, sure.
I've
Yes.
got family. We've got to do some stuff. We'll be.
We have a great deal to do.
Well, it looks like so do I. How about the rest of you? Are you interested in some custom garments?
None for me.
All right.
Yeah, they're just.
Suit yourself.
Yeah, well, this will give you something so you stay in the house, you don't leave, you just like can focus and have a great time.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had anything to really sink my teeth into. You know, I've just been making these for myself and really no one to show them to very much after, you know, I don't really throw many parties anymore.
Well, when I wear one, I'll tell everybody where to go.
All right.
Uh,
Well-
Once Ferric is done, like with measurements and everything, they will set the piece of paper with all their measurements on the desk and walk over to Adalia and squeeze their hand briefly, and then walk out and try to go find Ambrose.
Pickles will slowly start try to disengage from this interaction. Kind of drag Pops like, oh, we got stuff to do. We'll probably head out. We might be in late.
Well,
Thanks.
here, let me show you to your guest rooms. They're on the far wing of the house. You know, she would lead you.
Sure,
back
I'll
across
go.
the-
I'll go and catch up with
Need to
the rest
see
in a
this and
second.
then-
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, right.
Adalia would go
Business
see
trip.
the guest rooms, and then she would immediately try to guide anyone who was still remaining out into the trail of those who had already left.
Yeah.
All right. Ambrose, Ferric, did you have anything to discuss?
I think Ambrose would feel a hand on his shoulder, and then like look over and see that it's a big ol' dark paw.
I just put my hands up. Just like, come on. I don't get it. I just don't.
I will not pretend like I don't think you are correct. I think you are in the right spot here. I just think that you and Natalia are on opposite sides of a very necessary weapon.
Okay, I understand that, but at the same time, like, we have used just our voices to convince the Queen of Mornstead to, raise our arm against whatever horrible crimes Zeus was doing. But we literally had evidence in our hands of the Crystal Court. I mean, like, it's just crazy that we just destroyed 2 signatures with proof that 2 people are committing heinous crimes that could help her. She needs to control her emotions. I mean, you guys told me all the time that I need to. I'm changing, but I don't destroy evidence that can help others.
I understand. But we cannot lose our heads right now. We cannot split up right before we walk into God knows what we are going into. We need to stick together. I will talk to her. Okay? And this is not me punishing you. I think you are right.
No, I understand that. I'm allowed to be frustrated. I'm not leaving the group or anything, but I have every right to be like peeved about.
It would not be the first time you went off and tried to do something on your own. I just want you to know that you have family here. And I don't want you going out into the night and getting hurt because you're upset.
I nod. And I nod with disdain.
Yeah, and while the 3 of us are catching up to the 2 of them, I think that Atreides would just walk next to Adalia and quietly say, "You've asked me to put the needs of the group ahead of my own needs. I ask you to do the same thing next time we come across valuable evidence."
I have never considered my own needs above those of the people around me, but perhaps I have been misguided. I only ask that when both of us consider what is to come next, that we think strongly beyond the perspective of our small lives. Because as grand as our lives have felt, I do think they are small in the face of what this group of people faces.
Very well, live into your own words then.
Right. And Adalia will try to go find Ferric, wherever they are.
I would like to spend 1 hour making a forgery kit of my
Ambrose, we got shit to do.
We got stuff happening, man.
Later, I will be making a forgery kit so I can recreate this document later.
Wow.
Smart.
I mean, love that for you, but
I mean,
Also-
yeah, I suppose so. I
Better
can't
than
wait
nothing.
until that
Better
blows
than
up, though.
charred paper.
All right. Well, yeah, the crew is reunited. You know where the guest rooms are now. You've been brought abreast of the situation here at Stonehold Manor. You thinking you guys are getting ready to go to bed? Or are you gonna do some other crazy stuff tonight?
I mean, what's next? I mean, I know we wanted to try to expedite this. Should we go and just go through the night and keep trying to do stuff?
Adalia would keep trying to do stuff if you guys wanted to.
That's why I'm asking.
I'm ready to take the fight to the Harbinger.
Mm-hmm.
Betrayal is ready to go ham.
Yeah. Adalia
hold him
will
back.
fight. She's always ready to fight.
Right, we
It's
got
gonna-
2 votes for fight that are very obvious.
Very obvious.
Look
So I think it's going to depend on the OG3, essentially.
I'm still voting. There's got to be a records house, a library, something to let us.
Ferric would bring up the fact,
I didn't get myself
Kind
bedazzled
of.
for nothing.
kind of poorly, would bring up the fact that Sir Maban and Alea Maban would probably be good targets for Adalia and himself, or themselves.
Oh. Don't you have to kill them?
Yes, obviously. But killing people is part of the process, darling.
No, we're not.
But how would that help us all get in?
I don't know that anyone other than Farrakhan and Dahlia needs to be in on this situation.
Well, Ferric just said he'd bring it up to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
So
then, yeah.
In character.
Have they
In
done,
character.
How does this help the rest of us? He saw
have they
all
done
of us.
anything to deserve death? I'm all for taking the fight to the Harbinger, but killing innocents on the way is not.
And how's that any better than what he's doing right now?
Agreed.
It's worse.
Let's not become monsters to kill a monster, alright?
You have problem with people killing your kind, but you're willing to just go kill people? She looks at Adalia. Now she's a little bit over it.
I brought it up.
And she was all for it.
As I think you would be, Pickles, with anyone who intended to kill your brothers.
Yeah, I had
I intend to kill any of those who...
I
kill
don't even
those
want
who
to kill
matter to
Tarsian.
me.
We've gone over this. I'm not for senseless murder.
I'm not a believer in senseless murder, but should someone have murder in their own heart?
You just wanted to kill a person for their face.
No. I have no interest in faces. Faces are boring. But I
Then
do
why-
have...
That's literally what we were
That's
just talking about.
exactly right. Why would you kill Sarah and Alea Maban for any other reason?
Because they are a threat to my race.
They
What?
are not a threat.
How do you have any proof? They've done nothing. They're a friend of Miss Stonehall. That's it.
And they have access. That is... I was wrong. I was trying to exhaust our options here.
I have a suggestion. We have one person with the greatest spells. We have another person with incredible spells. Combine them together. We just do some recon on the actual castle. They have windows. You can turn someone invisible, and you can also turn someone. You can also make someone fly. We can just fly around and look through windows and come back.
This is a reasonable plan.
I don't think a library is necessarily going to help us. It might give us a lot of information later, but for immediate help, I think we should just do actual recon on the castle. Plan tonight, and then make our move next.
I wrote it really sloppily. It's Itan Sobek, yes?
Yeah.
Itan Sobek. Captain of the guard. What if we just fake our way in?
That's fair.
I mean, we can say that we are... with Atreides here and Atreides' knowledge of barracks and military folk and all of that, I mean, I'm sure we could pass as a just routine regiment coming in to do a training exercise, and
While
Ambrose
Sobek
can...
and I have crossed paths before, I think that our low profile has been completely destroyed because she, and he'll point at Adalia, she used magic on the Harbinger. The Harbinger and all of his cultists know what we look like. I'm sure everyone in the castle does as well.
We know he casts magic. He probably shared
All
our
right.
appearances.
I got another suggestion, all right? We already know that the Harbinger does this like every day, right? Why don't we just get him when he's out of the castle?
That's what I wanted to do tonight.
He went right back to the castle. That's why we didn't go right back to the
Right,
castle.
but midway, like we cut him out when we're not, surrounded by walls.
Well, we want to catch him in between when he's surrounded by the people who support him and the castle. The reason we didn't attack tonight is because he was surrounded by hundreds of people that supported him.
All right,
Or
well,
we just
if-
we wait until he leaves and we go into the castle. Bring him to us. Reverse roll.
Right, that's a good strategy as well.
Well, we should do recon. That's my vote.
I mean, I'm fine with recon. Just as long
I
as we're
think
not
recon is a good idea.
trying to break through the door.
I am so frustrated with recon. I feel like all we have done for days is recon. When are we going to act?
We literally just met the
Been
guy.
earlier this evening.
We've been here a day.
It makes no sense to me. I have spent
To
my
gather
life.
more information about the castle.
No. We have worked so hard to be people who can react in the moment. And I feel like all we do is wait for disaster to befall the small folk of Everton.
How many years did it take for you to get to the point where you could look Zeus in the face as he died? That took effort, that took time, that took reconnaissance.
It took
It
years,
was.
but it took constant refuting of the violence done against the small folk.
It also
Not
took
much.
opportunity. All right. You can't just walk in and kill Zeus. It took time. You had to meet us. You had to gain resources. You had to trust us.
Yes, but I feel like I fought so long for a moment of weakness, and I feel like the longer we spend dilly-dallying, the more we allow the Harbinger to build up his strength.
Then let's
Okay.
stop this conversation, let's do the reconnaissance tonight, and let's enact a plan tomorrow.
Agreed.
Very well.
Adalia promised me that you're not gonna just shoot fire at a person while we're doing reconnaissance. You're hot-headed today. I don't know what's going on, but
I promise.
I'm gonna leave if you do. Just
No.
saying.
Understood. I will not burn anyone for the next 12 hours unless everyone is agreed upon it.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right. Well,
Ferric is going to walk over to Adalia and press their beak to the side of Adalia's head and whisper, "Thank you. We're going to get through this. It's okay."
It's not, but I understand what you're trying to say.
And then, kind of exhausted and frustrated and dejected, Ferric is going to walk over to the guest room and go to bed.
Wait, are
Wait,
we
do
doing recon?
Don't we need you to scout?
Mm-hmm.
We're not done tonight,
Ferric.
we gotta do reconnaissance.
Ferric pops up. What?
What? Not bedtime
Okay.
yet.
Fly, invisibility, those are the two, and then you go and see what's in the castle.
I was just getting something.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
a couple Z's.
Why'd you start
I
taking your
will-
pants off then? Like,
I will cast augury before we enact this, just to
Ooh,
see
good
if,
spell.
like, if we
Yes.
pursue this, will something terrible befall Varric? I know I don't get like specifics. You know, I don't know if there's magical words, but like, just will this
I
be a
love
good
this
or
spell.
bad?
Adalia will also druidcraft the same wildflowers she left on Ferric's pillow very early in their courtship.
Oh,
And wish them well with those things.
I would say, Wheel, you think that it's good.
Good.
I would say, if there was such a thing, you would think that it's mostly good with a chance of... I mean, there's always a chance, but you would think that mostly good, if everything goes well.
All right, then yeah, I'd say our current course of action stands.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place for us to call it for the night, or for this segment. We're going to take a break. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We are live on YouTube every other Sunday. Our next live date is October 8th after this. Come jump in Discord until then. Check it out. We'd love to have you. Failures are all there, ready to answer your burning questions. Remember, you're loved, you're important, and you matter, and we'll be right back.
Thank you. We love you.
thanks.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
in a couple minutes.
Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is part 2 of episode 57 of Power Word Fail Live. As always, I'm joined by Ian, Austin, Andy, Nathan, and Katie. And I am the Dungeon Master Cody, as always. Last time on Power Word Fail, the failures watched the horrible ritual that maybe wasn't as scary as they thought it was going to be, that the Harbinger did. Ferric got really close and personal with Fly and Invisibility and was able to suss out that he is using the Soul Cage spell, but he's getting unique effects. Much like Ferric can with his box, he has his own box that seems to amplify the effects of Soul Cage. They got into a bit of an argument about how to proceed, but Pickles was able to talk Atreides hot-headed down. Atreides wanted to storm the castle in the moment. But they decided to do some reconnaissance. They went back to the Stonehall estate. On the way, they noticed several people giving them the eye, and not in a good way. While at the Stonehall estate, they had dinner with Laura Stonehold, and Ambrose found a very strange chamber in the basement that looked exactly like the Dark Matron's ritual chamber. After another brief discussion about whether they should just annihilate Laura in her where she stood, or what they should do, they eventually talked with her about it, and she told them that was a area that her husband used to do some sort of ritual to Christopher to turn him into a hero. From there, they went and investigated Mr. Stonehold's old study there, and Ambrose found jammed in the back of the desk a receipt for some dubious items, mostly powdered crystal horn. Adalia in the heat of the moment, burned the receipt, which caused a stir amongst the party. From there, they decided more reconnaissance was the key, and they have decided to leave the Stonehold estate for now and go fly invisibly around the castle, I believe. Or check on the nobles, talk to the captain of the guard. They had a bit of a list going.
Yeah, first was just going to the castle and sneaking around to get a feel.
All right. So you all leave the Stonehold estate. It is pretty late at this point after dinner and discussions. It's probably very close to midnight. As you approach the castle, you would notice that it is very well guarded. There are 2 guards at the front gate, and there is a sort of like a sign-in post where there is also a guard stationed. There are archers on the walls of the castle that you can see. Let's see here. So I will just move you guys over to the castle map.
Oh.
If you would like to drag your characters down here.
Ping it one more time, please.
Yeah, down
Absolutely.
where I see nothing.
When I shift ping, it doesn't automatically pull you.
Oh.
Oh, when
You
you
did that
drag
time, yeah.
your character down, you can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
it's
just needed the ping,
Darked out. There we go.
So you can obviously stay back far enough without the guard seeing you if you would like. That's just the limitations of the map.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I will point out is that this river, this was just the best facsimile I could find for the map.
Mhm.
So this is actually an elevated platform, and the bridge is stairs going up.
Okay.
Okay. So it's like on a plateau.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like an Acropolis.
Yeah.
And you do see the guard who is at his post there up front. He seems to be sleeping.
As Ferric passes the guard very quietly, Ferric is going to cast Disguise Self to take on the visage of the guard.
Okay. Absolutely.
So is it one of the guards that's up at the gate that's sleeping?
It is this guard that you are all kind of standing next to.
Oh, I can't see anything, so I'll believe you.
You guys would be doing this in the dark, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I'll give you a light source real quick, but they might see it. I can just do that. There you go. Did that help? at all?
Okay. Yeah, now now the token is, I can tell it's there. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, and he is just snoring, sawing logs.
Ferric is going to stay by the guard, and do something that is a little risky. I'm gonna try to pickpocket the guard to see if there's like anything that is of use, like a set of keys or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I can use my gloves of thievery for the first time. Sleight of hand to get in them pockets. 29, baby!
Nice.
Yeesh. Yeah, he has a set of keys.
Hell yeah, I got those boys.
He is none the wiser. He is totally out.
Ferric is going to look back at the rest of the group and give a very toothy grin with their real flesh lips.
I don't like that.
Adalia is gonna lean up and kiss Ferric and give you Eagle's Splendor, which is an enhanced ability that gives you advantage on charisma checks for the next hour.
All right.
Okay, so what should I go up and like relieve the guards of their duty, or what should I do?
I think that seems reasonable. Anything that's non-violent, that would be preferred. But we can be violent.
I can accompany Ferric. I know the talk of these folk. I still have the armor of their ranks.
We can be non-violent if we need to, but I'm also ready to be violent if required.
So I guess Ferric and Atreides are going up to try to, I don't know, switch places with these two guards at the front gate.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I would like to stealth.
All right.
To just like keep pace with us, Ambrose.
I'm just stay like halfway through, but stay in the darkness. I have a 29.
Yeah, you're pretty well hidden. I mean, it's dark as heck out here, so I mean, you're
Yeah, I'll like creep into the shadows of the bridge of the stairs.
the guards would stand at attention as you approach Ferric in your costume there.
Oh, hey guys, looking for a piss break?
They would look at each other and nod and say, yes, sir. We're looking forward to shift change. It's almost time.
Well, looks like good old Captain Sobek sent relief a little early. Why don't you go kick your feet up in the barracks? I'll see you in a couple hours. We'll play some cards or something.
Oh, Captain Sobek, eh? They look at each other and
Yeah, he finally got off his ass and did something for once.
roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah! Persuasion check. That's a 20, baby.
Hell yeah.
Dirty 20.
All right. Yeah, they would nod at each other and be like, all right, excellent. I can't wait for break time. I've been at guard all day. 12-hour shifts are killing me, mate. And they start walking into the castle.
All right.
What about the archers?
They seem like they're kind of looking down on you, like a little bit, like what's going on, but they're not making any kind of move.
I'll do like a military whistle to like get their attention and then gesture for them to go back inside too. We're changing shifts. You heard the man. Orders of Captain Sobek.
They would nod. They would go into their hatches there, and you see that they come out and walk along the eastern ranks of the castle walls until they eventually were to get out of sight.
All right. And given that Ferric and I are in the light, I'll gesture for everyone else to come up.
I will tell you, Atreides, you think that you only have 30 minutes tops until the other
Sure.
guards get here.
Sure. So in.
Yeah. So is everybody coming up?
Yeah, I'm creeping up. Stay into the
I'm
shadows.
creeping up, and also I am going to take a crystal and shape to cast pass without trace on everyone.
Nice.
So you have a plus 10 to your stealth checks.
Will that add
Dahlia,
to
can
the
you
one that I
control
already
your token?
have?
I think so.
Okay, I was gonna say you might need to drag a new one out. If not,
Hang on. Wild shape. Crystalline shape. So my, 1 second here, sorry. I am
Your shape
wildly unprepared at this exact moment. It's a darkness shape. Yeah, my second level shape is I cast Pass Without a Trace, or Without Trace, without expending a spell slot, and then as my fourth level shape, I am going to cast my Earth shape, and I get a +1 to my AC, so my AC is now 21.
Nice.
okay.
DM, do I have to reroll for my stealth check?
No, you can keep that.
Okay. I have a 39 stealth. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That's incredible. I'm so glad I know that.
Ferrick's gonna wrestle with the keys for a moment and see which one unlocks the front gate.
Yeah,
There
it
is.
takes you a
That's
moment,
a
but
31
oh yeah,
from
you're
Adalia.
welcome. It takes you a minute or so, but you do find the correct key.
Cool. Yeah, and Ferrick waltzes right into the key.
That's an 18 for pickles.
So good.
Love that for you.
Atreides is making no effort to be stealthy.
Yeah,
Oh,
neither is
Pops is not being stealthy. I'm just
Sure.
neither is Ferrick with the disguised cell phone.
Sure. Inside the courtyard here, you see several structures, like were described. To your right, you can see a stables. To your left, you see the soldiers that just left, entering into buildings over there. And the archers are not down here yet.
Okay, so to my right, I do see a little alley, and then to the northeast of me, I see a wagon. I'm going to signal to Atreides that we're gonna move that wagon a little bit, so to obscure the vision of the guards to the north of us. And I also message down to Ambrose with a message cantrip to be in the silhouette of the cart, and we're just going to move it so that they can make their way through that alley to the right.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I'll command Ferrick, hey, it looks like they didn't adequately lock down the apply the brakes to the wheels. Let's move it here. Fix this with me.
Yeah. So we go up and we grab this wagon, and we're just going to shift it forwards and then shift it back, so that everybody can make their way into the alley without being seen, because they'll be behind the wagon.
Sure, so just in this little gap between these two structures here, between the large house and
I'm
the
thinking
stables.
this one here.
Oh, okay.
You still have a +10 to your stealth check.
So I can't see. So is somebody directing me? Ambrose holding my hand.
Yeah,
I don't have
I'll,
dark vision. Adele, you don't have dark
I'll-
vision, right?
I don't have dark vision, but I do have message. And I also am capable of glowing if I need to. So I can see stuff.
That'll draw unwarranted attention.
Right,
I mean,
that's not-
there's,
I'll
grab a
there's
napkin.
torches. There's torches and stuff lighting the way around this area.
Right, just
Pull
based
out
off
a-
of dynamic lighting. I can't.
black handkerchief, put it on Pickle's hand, and I grasp it so I don't burn myself or hurt myself. And then I go,
Oh, and I have gloves.
oh,
Just
all
get
right,
the
then I hold
gloves.
Pickle's hands. And then,
And you have your flamingo, right?
Well, I'm not putting any light out. We're being stealthy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know how I was getting around.
All right. So you all sneak around the back of the stables.
Mm-hmm.
You can get back there pretty easily, especially with the cart distraction.
Cool. Ferric, as the guard, will like wave at the other guards to the north, and if it like first look to see if they're looking at me and Atreides, and then if they are looking this way, just give them a very friendly like wave, and start heading my way down into that alley as well.
Yeah, give them like an NPC wave.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that they would notice you, but let's just get this roll here. Yeah, they definitely wave back.
Cool.
All right. So you're trying to sneak around here. In the back, it's a pretty tight squeeze. There's nothing really back here. Maybe some barrels and boxes, some storage for horses and horse feed, and various ropes, bridles, whatnot. But other than that, it's pretty empty. You see the horses in the stable kind of looking at you.
I'll pet one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What are we doing?
Reconnaissance.
Yeah, but like, I mean, are we going around this side? The castle's that way.
Yeah. We should go around the perimeter and move forward. Walking straight into guards would be most terrible.
I just wanted to know where I was going.
So me as Ferric, I do see guards where other people might not be seeing guards. Because my dark vision is so beefy. So I'm gonna ping over here, and Ferric's gonna point and be like,
Does anybody else see those?
I do not.
See what?
Ambrose would see out in the east of the camp. Which direction?
They are
I'll
on
make a
the
perception
other side of the wall there.
"Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't realize that was a wall."
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Never mind. Ferric does not see them.
Yes, this is the castle rampart here.
Okay, so
This
we
is like
just
a
sneak
turret.
along that between. I think right around here. There's like a little pathway between the back of the stables and the turret. Is that right?
Yeah,
There's another alley back there.
Okay.
Ferric's gonna start making their way around that area.
All right.
And holding whoever's hand needs to be held to get our dark blind family around this fucking corner here.
Oh god. Is Adalia with us?
I mean, Adalia is with you, but slightly behind.
Okay. Your token's not up there, that's why I asked.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Anything new in this alley, DM?
No, not really. You can see from the ground that there's another turret here. You can see that there's some kind of a entrance, and then there's another rampart over along the back that you can see picking up over the building.
Okay, cool. I see that there's a building to my left.
Mm-hmm.
Can I peek in a window? Is there...
Yeah, there's windows. You would see in that room
I do it
sleeping
very
bed.
stealthily, of course. But
There are 2 beds in that room, and you see 2 people in there sleeping.
are they snake cultists, or are they just guards, or?
They
or
would be dressed very similar to the archers.
Okay.
You would see like the bows sitting against their wall.
So probably just some barracks. Ferric would like signal to everybody to just like keep moving up. And Ferric would start heading towards the northeast tower here, between the two, where the 2 ramparts meet.
All right.
And peek around the corner.
Yeah, you peek around the corner there, and you would see that it kind of loops back around to where those guards are up front. There's no entrance to the castle over here, although you could climb the wall or fly up or something.
Right here's good, guys. Let's do it.
To what? Climb up?
Invisibility fly. What we agreed on.
I don't know if we can move all of us.
No, just
I'm
one
not
person.
here
All we
right
need is
now,
one
but
person.
you don't have the power at this exact moment.
Where's Adalia?
Why aren't you with us? Where did she go?
She can't even see in the dark. I don't know.
I can't see in the dark, but I'm also a turn behind you.
Why has no... I thought we were all holding
I'll be
hands.
back. I run back. I go to Dahlia. Hey, come right here. I'm taking your hand.
Okay.
Don't burn me. And then I will guide her to the group as well.
Okay. So yeah.
Just for retconning wise, for now on, I will be holding Pickles into Dahlia's hands when we are guiding through the night. Just,
Okay.
Yeah. Adalia has been sorting herself out, but she is present now. So she can either cast invisibility or something else. Fly.
Cast fly on Ferric. Have Ferric cast invisibility, greater invisibility. The same drill that we just did. Do a quick lap
Sure.
around the castle.
I have fly at 5th level, which means that I can cast it on 3 people.
just one.
Just
One
one?
invisible flying person. That's all we need right now.
I
All
mean, if she
right.
can cast it on 3, might as well
I-
cast it on.
I might as well cast it on 3 people
You just
because
don't have to fly.
you don't have to fly, but it does give you 60 feet of movement.
Well, Ambrose, you yourself are quite stealthy. If you take half and Ferric takes half, if Ferric is invisible and you are just yourself, I think
All
you're both
right.
safe.
You know what? I'm gonna reach out and grab Ambrose's hand and Atreides' hand, and I'm gonna kiss Ferric, and all 3 of them get fly. So you have 60 feet of movement speed per round.
Oh, I guess we're doing this then. Cover
Go,
my
go,
face.
go.
You... Atreides,
Yes, what?
what is the best direction to go? Other than up. I know
Ambrose.
up.
Okay. Ambrose take the right, Ferric fly over and take the left. Both of you scout out half of the castle and come back here immediately.
Look through
Oh.
some windows.
Yeah,
Look for other
Ferric
exit points.
casts greater invisibility on themselves again, and is going to zip right up into the air, and start doing sweeps of the quadrant that Atreides told them to do.
Same.
All right. So you would fly around the castle and not so much the ramparts. On the first floor, you would get a look at... Let me go back to the same page as you guys. On the first floor right here, there's some sort of a dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be the main hall on the first floor. Let's see here. Ambrose, you would fly around back. You would see some sort of a meeting room here. Some sort of a large study here. As you fly around this way, you would see that it's full of snake cultists. There would be at least... Let me take another look, but there's quite a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Probably about 20 of them. And they all seem to be studying.
Right. That's the information we need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. That's it. That's the moment.
Open the window, throw in the fireball fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You do see some guards posted throughout the castle. Back here, you see some sort of a display room. It seems like they have some stuff back here on display.
Nope.
You can't see into this room, but you know just by the layout that there has to be some sort of a room here.
Mm-hmm.
This room you can see is some sort of a office. Seems like there's someone in there right now filling out paperwork or something.
I'll get close to that window on the east side and listen in. I'll actually cast silence on that, like, right in front of the window, so me being close to it, I don't make... Actually, no, I'm not going to cast that because I wouldn't be able to hear it. I will just listen in, sorry. I thought I was being smart for a second. I was like, wait, I'm an idiot.
I was like, oh yeah, wait.
I mean, it makes sense.
I cast Fog Cloud. Just Fog Cloud forever.
Right.
Love that. We support it. Let's go.
Yeah, you listen in, and you would just hear sort of writing, you know, noises. You would... Nothing seems too out of the ordinary. You get a look at the person who's writing. They seem to be a rather... what's the word I'm looking for? Saggy individual. They seem very wrinkly, old. It's hard to judge, like it's hard to say, but they look very, I would say by your estimation, they look very old, like ancient.
A raisin.
Yeah, well, saggy is the more appropriate.
Let's try it out more. Just go.
Sure.
I would like to peek on the paper that he's writing if I can.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Oh god. Alright. Oh, actually pretty good. 23.
He seems to be writing into some sort of list, like maybe new laws that he wants to pass or something like that. It's like a list, but you do notice that somewhere, like maybe 2 or 3 down the line, most of them are just like increased taxes.
You're right.
You know, things of that nature, political stuff. But one of the things on the list is residents must be at the Harbinger's ritual. Like he's getting ready to make this like a law that you gotta do that.
Note that in my head. I'm going to keep moving down, peeking through every window to see if anything suspicious is happening.
Sure. Yeah, Ferric. You can't see into this area. There is no windows, but again, just judging by the way this room is, and then by the way, from what you can see of the Great Hall, there must be some sort of a room here. Oh wait, I might be on the wrong map. This is where the study is, where you were watching that man do his deeds. They're on like the northwest side of the castle. Ferric, over here on the northeast side of the castle, you guess there's some sort of a room here north of the dining chamber and east of the Great Hall. You fly up to the second story and look through the windows there, and you would see that up here are bedrooms. There is, well, you would assume if you hadn't just been told that they were dead earlier, but you see a small boy and an older girl lying in their beds asleep. You would assume that that's like the mayor's children, but Laura Stonehall just told you earlier they were dead.
Okay.
You sneak around to this side and you would see a very saggy woman laying in bed. Roll a perception check.
Okay. Perception. It's a 16.
If you almost think that she looks like she's like sunken into the bed or something. Like the bed's really old. It's hard to say, but she looks like she's like almost flat.
She's got a case of no bones.
You looking around to the southern portion of that upper story there, and you would see some sort of a study here, and over here you would see that figure that was at the ritual, the Harbinger. He is sitting at a desk, and he seems to be consuming whatever was in that box. And there are some snake cultists near him.
Is there any other information that I can gather about this room? Like, is the Harbinger, I don't know, how is he consuming the thing in the box? Is he like putting his mouth to it?
Yes,
or...
he's like hunched over it, and you see he's scooping out of it almost and into his. Oh, well, I guess his back is to you, but yes, it would appear that he's like got his mouth over it.
Okay.
By his positioning.
Is he speaking anything? Or is he just scooping it?
He's just making.
Oh, I don't like that.
Ferric's gonna take note of anything else in the room.
It is a very nice room. You see there is a door that you would guess leads to the room where that saggy flat lady was.
Okay.
Other than that, you don't get too much. There is a door to the south side of that turret there. So there's a door from this room leading to the bedroom there. There's a hallway with some stairways going down over here in the eastern portion.
Idalia
there's
is
some sort
going
of a locked
to
room back here.
Okay.
run forward and grab Varric.
Adalia's down on the
yeah.
ground with.
Ferric's flying.
Yeah,
Right now.
you're nowhere near him.
Oh, sorry. Never
Sorry.
mind.
But yeah, that's all you guys really see. You are very limited with your invisibility. You only got a minute.
Yeah.
So this is
yeah.
all as fast as you can fly and be invisible.
Yeah, with some frustration, Ferric is going to look at the window, at the Harbinger, they're right there. Ferric could just go in and take care of things. But that's not how we're doing this. And so Ferric hesitantly, but quickly heads back down towards the group. Is Ambrose here yet? What about the Trailies? Are they still out there?
DM, is there anything else on my side that I can check at all, or is that we're all set?
You've pretty much circled around the whole castle. Atreides, you would see on the second story. You were flying around too, or
No.
Atreides stayed with Pickles and
I have the ability
Adalia.
to fly. I am not. Yeah, I'm neither invisible nor stealthy.
Ambrose, you would see. Let's see, a stairway going down, like into a basement level, right behind the Great Hall. So there seems to be a stairway going up and a stairway going down, just behind the throne.
The section where the cultists are at, are they? What exactly are they doing? They're just doing culty things. They're just
like
like doing
studying.
incantations,
They
studying.
all seem to be reading books. You were
Okay.
told that there is a very impressive library here,
Hmm.
and it seems that they are just devouring the books. Not
What do you mean
literally,
devouring? Okay, all right. Just making sure, because like culty things.
They have big stacks of books. They're all
just
reading them.
taking bites out of them.
If you were to guess, you would think that they're trying to like learn everything that's in this entire library.
Is there like a section where they're eating food, like grabbing food and sitting down?
There is a dining hall that Ferric saw on the eastern portion of the castle, but there is no one in there at the moment.
Right, but with the
It's like midnight or something.
like directly where the cultists are, like where they're getting water or anything.
Are they snacking while they study?
Are they snacking and studying? It's a good.
No,
fair
they don't
question.
really seem to be doing anything like that. They seem to be kind of in unison almost. Like, you've fought these guys before, and you have a vibe that they're somehow linked.
Yeah. Hive mind, baby. Hive mind.
Okay. Note that. Put it in my pocket. I'm gonna fly off into the night.
As in back to us, right?
No, I'm just gonna fly off. Goodbye.
Goodbye
I'm gonna
forever.
fly back to the group.
I've
yeah.
seen
See you
enough
go
snake
past the
hunts.
I'm
moon.
over this. I finally get away. I'm done. I'll head back to the party.
Okay. We don't have much time before the real guards come to take over the post that Ferric and I relieved, so we should get out while the getting is good.
Yeah, Ferric's gonna relay all the information that they learned to everybody else. And-
Great, that's a lot. Let's debrief further when we're in a safe place.
That's a good idea.
So you guys make your hasty retreat from Castle Everton. As you are leaving, you do notice it does seem like, not a moment too soon as like the archers walk out the front door and into this long building, and some guards are exiting the barracks to the west there. But you seem to have made it just in time. As you're leaving, you hear one of them say, "Well, the postmaster told us that the captain said," and he's like, "I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? Shift changes at 11:30 sharp, or 12:30 sharp. Now I'm flustered. Now I don't even. You guys get back to work.
Yep.
It's too late for me to be up. I have to be up early." And you would make your way back from the castle, back towards the main city there.
Fantastic.
I high five the whole entire team. That was incredible work, guys. For once, that was Pickles. You know, all to you. Every one of you guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is a plan. Also, we got a lot of bad news. A lot of bad news.
There's
fair.
a lot of bad news.
It's-
I saw some flat people, some really saggy, wrinkly people. What'd you see, Ambrose?
I saw a saggy man. So
Saggy
the
people.
guy that runs Everton, I don't remember his name. He's
He's
running
Mayor
laws.
Wormley.
Sure. He's running laws for the Harbinger to make everyone actually see him every time. So it's mandatory. It's going to be law. Doesn't sound good.
Is that all you saw? Saggy man writing laws?
Well, I feel like that's pretty prevalent.
I'm just wondering if you saw
That is
anything
prevalent,
else.
yes, but any information we can gather.
I relay everything else.
Oh, the room full of cultists is up there too.
Oh, I forgot to say. Yeah, there's also 20 cultists, and they're all acting the same way, which is very weird. Not like last time. Almost like they were devouring books. Really, it was kind of crazy.
They were eating books?
No, not like actually eating books, but you know how people
Books
read books
are
very fast.
bog
No, I
level
don't
for
do
the
that.
You know how
mind
I
and soul.
devour some
Oh,
books?
yeah, right.
Given their accounts, Ferrix and Ambrose's accounts of the different rooms they saw, would Atreides be able to take some parchment and just kind of sketch out like an approximation of the floor plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, but it's good enough.
Then I don't know. This probably isn't a good use of airtime, so I'll just like summarize. Atreides would like to spend time kind of grilling each of the failures for like their fighting styles and what kind of magic they can do, and he would start preparing an elaborate like battle plan with like multiple contingencies built in for like different rooms and areas and where and when we might encounter the cultists and the Harbinger. Especially if, as Pickle suggested earlier, on the Harbinger's next exit from the castle, we sneak into the castle at that point, and then like lie in wait for him to return.
That is a good plan.
I had a plan too. It's probably the worst one, but we can work on it. All right, not my plan, but I mean, it looks like they're all working together. We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What if we just poison all of them and work our way in? Just a suggestion. You don't have to say yes, but if we could, you know.
Are snake
I'm-
cultists susceptible to poison? I feel like snakes kind of are.
I do
And
not.
the last ones blew up into snakes.
Semantics. Poison is different from venom.
I don't understand.
That's okay. I think that we would need to get lots of.
I pull out
of
5
poison.
vials of poison that are like hanging
Look,
on me.
Okay,
I'm
this is
not-
good for
I'm
like
not
5.
personally on good terms with the military of the concurrent theocracy. I'm not for poisoning the guards that are just doing their jobs. The cultists, there's room there. They're actively misleading and harming thousands of people. I can get behind that. I just want to minimize the damage.
So we just
that
sneak
we
in, go through a
bring to
window, and
things.
just start blowing people up.
I'm
I mean,
perfectly happy
okay.
with that.
Agreed. A fair point. That's why I brought it up. We can get the cultists together, and I'd point to Adalia, blow them up, like Pickle said. I can't think of any other better option.
I'm happy to blow anyone up if it serves the greater purpose.
Okay, we're working with something now. This is good. This is good.
So, like, sleep, see if he leaves tomorrow, and if he doesn't, just sneak in and blow him up.
Yeah. don't really know about the saggy people. They might be a problem, but I don't really know much what's going on with that.
With that, we learn more before we blow them up. We wait and see what's going on there.
All right, don't murder the saggy people unless
Correct.
they're like monster goo
If
saggy
they
people
attack
and
us,
start
they
if they
taking
attack us,
are-
that
you
changes
and-
the situation.
Okay.
Presenting a direct threat.
Correct.
I will say, I forgot to add one more detail. The children are alive, even though they were supposed to be dead. Which could be something about, reviving the children and making a deal between
Were they
them.
also goo people?
Were the children goo people to you?
Like,
Or
were
were
they
they
saggy?
Were they saggy?
Oh yeah, they were super saggy.
The children
Okay.
were?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whole saggy family.
I don't like
You
this.
sag, I sag,
All
we
right.
sag.
Saggy children is not normal, but we'll see what's maybe. I'm not
Well,
gonna
it could be
judge
like-
before I murder.
Could
Just
be
because they're
the
saggy
condition.
doesn't mean they're evil.
That
That's
is
so
true.
fair.
Actually, DM, have I ever heard of a condition like this before? This is like an actual disease.
It's exclusively evil people. that get
Yeah.
saggy.
Well, with
The
children,
Rock?
it's weird. Like,
Gosh,
That's what I'm saying.
What would that be? A heal check, a nature check,
Medicine?
medicine check.
I
Medicine.
think it's called epiphritis.
Wow.
it was
Ooh,
the pandemic. I
22.
told you.
Oh,
Nice.
very nice.
Let's see. You have heard of wasting diseases, but if that's what this is, it's like on a whole other level.
Okay, so this is like magical means that's being caused by this.
Yeah.
You would guess that this is some sort of.
Magical or just weird. Yeah.
If it is a disease, it must be magic in origin.
This is a weird question, but would this fall through studying magic before? Like, would this be a form of would I know this is more like a hex or a curse versus like a opposite of like healing magic that was done, or like revival magic?
Or like an after effect.
Yeah, like either this is like a bad magic or this is a good magic. I just want to know what is kind of like. Are these people being held against their will because they're cursed, or are they working with this person because they're, these children died and they were revived, now they're saggy? I'm not.
You would
don't really know this
probably
answer.
guess that whatever is causing this condition, it could be the Harbinger, but Laura Stonehall did told you that this whole family has been very ill for a long time,
Yeah.
since before he showed up.
Yeah.
So you're guessing that they've been like this.
but it hasn't
could
been a
be
medical
curse.
condition. Okay.
But you just don't think the Harbinger is the one that necessarily cursed them.
Okay.
Don't
I
stand
relay
for
that to the
saggy
group.
children. Got it.
Anyways, I hope none of us get it. So take your vitamins.
Okay.
All
Back
right.
to bed. Back to Stonehall.
Those are a good idea.
Finally.
Yeah, Trillius will glance at Frederick. It's time for bed.
Finally.
You're not going
Alright.
back to Nico's?
No, not Nico's.
No.
All right. So you head back to the Stonehall estate. Everything seems exactly as you left it. Everything is very quiet. The maid lets you in, Maya.
Thank you, Maya. You have been a dear. And Ferric
Of
gives her a gold.
Oh, thank you. I get quite a nice wage from Miss Stonehall, but tips are always appreciated. And she would escort you to your guest bedrooms and ask, would you like some fresh pillows or maybe some fresh linens, or would you like me to come make the beds?
Oh, maybe Ambrose would want that, but I'm perfectly fine.
If you could actually fluff my pillows, that'd be great. I'm gonna stay up, do a couple rounds to make sure that no one followed us, if that's okay with you guys.
Could I have access to the kitchens to work on my sourdough? get the next batch ready.
Man, it's like 2:30 a.m.
I can't let the sourdough go bad, Ferric.
Okay, all right.
There is a very narrow window when sourdough starters are.
And then it's just
Valid.
bitter dough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
I didn't know that. That's
I'm
good to
going
know.
to bed.
All right. So you all head to bed. The night goes by uneventfully. You all wake up in the morning, fully rested. Everything seems to be smooth as far as that goes. Although, not so much like the dreams that you have had in the past, but you all sort of have bad dreams. Just sort of nightmares that not really preventing you from getting any sleep, but just definitely not a great dream experience.
Yeah, some tossing and turning.
When Ferric wakes up, they're gonna turn to Adalia and be like, "That is the last time I eat so late. Had some crazy dreams."
Sometimes dreams guide us to what we must face next. What did your dreams tell you?
There was like a big bug,
Oh, sure.
and the big bug was like, "I know all your secrets," and I'm like, "I don't have
Oh,
any
no.
secrets."
Yeah,
And
that's
it's like,
terrible. I'm sorry, darling.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I've definitely had the guiding dreams, you know.
Of
about
course,
killing
as have we all.
snake
There's
cultists.
some sort of guiding force and it's driving us towards some greater purpose, but
But I don't
sometimes
think
it's
the
just
big
bugs.
bug. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just the big bug.
Sometimes it's just bugs.
And sometimes you're also naked and you're like, does the
Oh.
bug know that I'm naked?
I don't think bugs recognize nakedness, you know. It's very
I
complex.
I never really cared until I was around you folks with all your fancy clothes, and then I'm like, hey, I want some of that.
Mm.
Outside of D&D, that's a fair point. I never even thought about that. That's actually a really good statement.
I don't know. I think
Outside of D&D, why do we wear clothes?
Outside of D&D, this
so
has opened my
valid.
mind to another
Absolutely.
plane. All right, I'm in 4D now. This is good.
We're all in 4D.
I would like to switch my infusions for today.
absolutely.
And also switch with some spells. Just a heads up, I'm switching my +1 heavy crossbow to a +1 hand crossbow that was used from Miraz, his hand pistol shooter, and then I'm giving myself a shield, and I'm also making the what's it called? Mind Sharpener infusion. So I'm gonna have that on stock, and then switching my spells. So I'll just do that real quick.
All right.
Once again, Atreus would like to be very tactical in this approach. Is that something that we should go over in real time, or like plan between now and 2 weeks from now for attacking the castle? Like, I don't want to be too metagamey. I also know that Atreus is like a tactician, so Cody, what kind of line would you like for me to walk there?
Well, it can be something we discuss off air. I definitely think that if you have any sort of like requests or whatever, like, you know, don't kill the guards, or like you were saying earlier, that might
Oh,
be
yeah,
best to discuss on air.
Yeah, I think all of that I've laid out.
Okay.
So what's our plan for today?
Today we enjoy breakfast, like it was our last.
Go back to Magic Man, pick up your thing,
Oh, right.
and then just go like sit outside the castle in the park for a nice picnic and see if the Harbinger leaves.
I
Sounds as
think
good a plan as
we-
any to me.
Need to bring the battle to the Harbinger. Whatever that looks like.
Well,
Well-
yeah, but the plan was if he leaves to sneak in the castle and then be ready for him. So we gotta.
Right. And I'll like
Right.
spread out some parchment on the table. Here's a list of different contingencies where we may meet him, and if he comes out, before there's a crowd, we can confront him here. And if we have
Mm-hmm.
enough time in the park to figure out the best place to engage him, then that's one thing. But if he comes
Pops,
out and there is
I'm
a
gonna be
crowd,
honest with you. I'm not gonna read all that.
well, that's why I'm telling you now. And he'll just keep like rattling on different eventualities that may come about.
Pickles just gets
I'll-
that blank look in her eyes after like the
That
third
makes
one.
sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw the mind sharpener on the table. Anyone that casts spells can take it.
Well, I feel left out.
I mean, I can't use it. Pickles. It's for the group.
Varric
What does this do?
slowly reaches out to the mind sharpener and is like, "Is anybody else going to?"
It looks like a rugby cap with like crystals embedded into it. Essentially, it's make sure you don't take too much impact on yourself. So this is the lightest thing I can make. I mean, I can actually make something a little bit more fortified if you want, but it looks a little goofy. It's not my best design, but it'll make you focus on your spells a little bit longer. So essentially, you'll pass your concentration saving throw, no matter what.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
4 rerolls. So whoever wants it can take it. All good with me.
What if I want to concentrate really hard on hitting somebody?
I don't think you have a
Potentially valid.
I pull out some junk out of my bag and I give it to Pickles. Here, you can use that. Don't really know what it is.
Hey, use that.
My very own magic item. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have this magic jar of illusions that I got from this campaign. I still don't know what it is, but I'll give it to Pickles. Here, you can have it.
Did you get it
This
from
is
Carlos?
This is from right before Evangeline died.
Yeah, you can have it.
Oh my
It was
god,
great.
that
It
was
is.
literally like episode 5.
That's
Yeah.
all we got was a magical jar and it was illusion magic.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can have
I shall take that jar and
Sure, I don't. Not my
I
thing.
mean, God bless. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My AC's a 22.
Cody,
So that
do you know what this is? Is there anything in the jar?
I mean, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Um,
I will figure it out over the next
It was a
couple
very
of
long
hours.
time ago.
I will
Any-
focus
anyone
really
else?
hard at the park to figure out what this jar does.
Anyone else want something?
No, I got my jar and my focus junk.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So you head to the dwarven goods vendor then. Yeah. You make your way there. You do see the maid as you were leaving, and she is sitting at the table with some water, and she is holding her head.
Maya, what is that? What is it?
Oh, well, I just had horrible dreams all night, and I have a terrible headache today.
Oh, did you also dream of a giant bug who knew your secrets and also knew that you were naked?
No, I had this dream that this strange snake was eating, like chewing on my head.
Gross.
It's a lot better than what I was having.
I don't
What,
dream, so I just hallucinated for a couple of hours. But I usually just blame Pokey for that because he says a lot of horrible things.
Yeah, he does.
Maya, will you tell me, have you been to the Harbinger, to the Harbinger's ritual?
Well, yes, I've gone once or twice. I don't remember what I forgot, but it must have been pretty bad.
And how do you feel afterwards?
Well, when I did it, I felt great. I obviously don't remember what I forgot, and it seems like that's for the best, because I'm told I was in quite a state.
And do you always have these strange dreams afterwards?
No, I haven't had any strange dreams in a while. Probably because that late night dinner we had. I ate some of the pork after you guys were done with it. I do apologize if any of you were ill. I think it might have turned.
I mean, I
That's-
didn't eat any of it, so.
That is true. Well, thank you. Please take care.
You too. Are you coming back for dinner? I'll tell the cooks to prepare something special for you.
If we survive, I would very much like that.
She looks puzzled. Well, I hope you survive, sir. I mean, the streets can be a dangerous place here in Everton, but only in the rats' heaps.
Ferrick's going to give them a slight curtsy and is going to, go suit up. They've been walking around in a Boussant robe, so they're gonna like get back into their normal clothes and armor up and get ready for combat.
All right. So you make your way to the dwarven goods vendor. What was it? Gorik?
Garvis.
Garvis. Keep wanting to call him Gorsk.
Gorsk.
Garvis.
Garvis.
He changes the sign every
Every day,
day.
yep.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Gorngi.
All right. Yeah, he is kind of reorganizing his shelves as you guys enter. He says, "Oh, it's you guys. I've just been going through my stock, trying to find some nice stuff for you. Here's your hammer."
Garvis, thank you, my friend. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Oh, look at this. And he pulls out a giant greatsword. I think you guys said you wanted a greatsword yesterday, right?
It's fine handiwork.
Alright, I see you're not that interested.
Well, tell me more. What does it
Is
do?
can I try picking it up? Is it going to be too heavy for me? I've got these frail little arms. You
I've
see.
got my cursed one.
Oh, I'll try it. I'll pick it up. Can I see?
Yeah. It is it's pretty light.
Mm.
It's, definitely magic. He says that's about the most powerful enchantment I can get my hands on.
What does
It
it
is-
do?
It is a +3 greatsword.
Oof.
I don't think I can afford this, Garvis, but
Oh, come now. Surely you can afford 16,000 gold.
in Morse said I could, but not here, unfortunately.
Well, I've got, yesterday, I think you guys said something about potions, so I went through my stock. I've got a bunch of these healing potions. Got potions of healing, superior healing, supreme healing. Got potion of greater healing.
I'll trade you. I have some poison. I'll trade you for some healing potions.
Alright, what kind of poison are we talking about?
Ones that taste like healing potions.
That sounds like a conflict of interest for me. That's gonna be confusing.
Just make sure they're labeled, alright? You don't get...
Okay, I mean, basic healing potions. I can do that. I
Yeah,
don't
I'll
think
give
I
'em-
could be talked up though.
I mean, we could just do 1-to-1 ratio. just straight trade?
He nods. I could do that.
All right. I give him 5 vials of potions for 5 vials of my healing.
All right. Yeah, and they're
And
just
I give it out
regular
to
potions
everyone.
of healing. I've got this. This is something that you want. I've got this thing. It's called an ion stone.
I've heard of these.
It's a rock.
It's an
special
ion
rock.
stone of reserve.
A special rock.
Of
Right.
reserve, is that you cast a spell on it to cast that same spell later?
Yes.
Those are quite nice.
Well, it's a magic stone. It'll float around your head. And while it's floating around your head, you can reserve spells into it.
Hmm.
What if somebody like bats it away? Does it come back?
And your spells are in the rock. You'll have to go get it.
Oh, okay.
And how much is that?
6,000 gold.
Okay, we're
Oh,
working with
come
something.
friend. Surely it's not quite that valuable.
I think it is.
It's practically useless if you don't have spells, actually.
I can't use it at all.
I could do maybe, possibly 5,500, but that's about as low as I can go for this.
Fair enough.
Who's buying these items, by the way? Like, who's your biggest vendors?
Well, Vilvanus is one of my biggest customers.
You still work with them, even though you owes you a lot of
Well, you know, when he's the only one buying, I really don't have a whole lot of choice, do I? But no, he owes me that 5,000 from the last time we did business.
Mm.
He hasn't been back since. I get some customers every now and again, like travelers, mostly from the Drakari wilds that have ventured down south far enough to do business with me.
You're traveling a lot. We just got some property, too. We're looking to get some businesses around here. You ever thought about moving to Mornstead anytime?
I never thought about it. I guess I might. I've got a lot of stock here in town, but Mondstadt, how's the economy doing out that way?
Hot, always booming. Everyone has money. If you're
And a lot less reserved about magic.
well,
But Vilvanus has kind of got that market cornered, doesn't he?
I mean, you're producing it. It's way different than him selling it, and you'd be cutting, allocating costs by what, more than 100 miles?
Yeah, but I would have to spend a whole bunch of money on shipping to get my stuff enchanted in the Drakari wilds.
Well, we can meet them and bring them there too. Well, this is for the future.
Maybe a franchising opportunity would arise
Absolutely.
at some point.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Interesting proposition.
Garvis's Emporium 2.
Garvis and Busan. Something like that. You never know.
Maybe. I'll think about it. I really need to move some of this equipment first. What do you think about... I have this,
As he's just
yeah,
rustling
he's just, like,
around.
throwing through stuff. I've got these, boots of speed here.
Oh, do they require attunement?
They do.
Oh, jeez.
What would you want in exchange?
I would like 4,000 gold in exchange.
Well, that is certainly not going to happen.
I thought
Is
you
that-
guys were rich. I got all my nice stuff out because I thought you guys were loaded.
Well, we might be later.
Perhaps at a future date, but
I
at
mean,
this
I've got more
exact
than
moment,
the average person, but I don't got that much.
Absolutely, I have more than a normal person, but I don't have
As a-
4,000 gold.
As a gesture of good graces, would you be willing to consider a repayment plan? I did pay off part of Vilvanus' debt. Say that
Nice.
ion stone for You said originally 6,000. Let's say 3,000 now, 3,500 later.
Oh, I could do that. I could do that indeed. You want to do that right now?
Let's do that right now.
He would slide the stone across the desk.
I'll give him 3,000 gold.
Very nice. All right. Now we're
And now
talking.
my second PC is in.
I'll be down for that loaning. I'll give you 100 gold right now for that +3 sword over there. I'm kidding.
I can't. part with
It's
it.
too late.
I gave it to you, so anyways.
4,000 up front, and then the rest in a payment plan. That's a really good deal. That's like 12,000. I'm in the hole. But you guys seem trustworthy.
Thank you, Master Shadis.
Oh wow, you gave it to Adalia? The stone, or?
Sorry, it's for the group. I
For
was
group.
imagining we can all kind of, yeah. I mean, we can all put spells
It's
into
for
it,
the group.
and then whichever one of us needs
It
to
was
attune
still
to it.
a lot more than most people would have given our group.
Yeah.
So a thank you was warranted.
Do you like scrolls?
I'm thinking specifically for Pickles, as she is the only one among us who can't currently cast spells. But
Of course.
again, we can take turns attuning to it
I
as the
shall
situation
cast the spell
warrants.
by throwing the stone at the person.
What have I done?
A scroll of wall of sand here that needs a home. It's pretty cheap. This is one of the cheaper things on my list.
Oh, what is this?
400 gold for this magic scroll. Ooh.
No thanks.
What does
Nah.
it
It makes walls of sand.
do? Like how big?
How big, you ask? Well, let me open it up. Real quick. 10 feet high,
Accidentally
10
casts
feet
it when he
Scroll to
opens
the
it
right.
up.
30 feet long. Yeah, 30 feet long, 10 feet high, 10 feet thick.
It
It
just
blocks
kinda-
line of sight, but not movement. If
Kind
you're
of
in the
exists.
wall, you're blind.
You can go it. Go. What's?
It doesn't block movement, I just said.
Yeah. What? Okay. I don't understand.
No, thank you.
Well, it's a pretty good scroll.
It's kind of like an alternative to a fog cloud. It's just different proportions.
What's the point of a wall if you could just go through it?
It's made of sand. What about a scroll of investiture of wind? It's a
I
little
don't
bit more
know what that word
expensive.
means.
It lets you do a bunch of stuff. You can make ranged weapon attacks against you have disadvantage. You can fly.
That word investiture, it's like what I just did with Garvis. I
Right, we investiture in
invested
each other.
in his future, that's right.
You can use your action to create a 15-foot cube of swirling wind. So that's another point. Each creature in the cube must make a Constitution save or take 2d10 bludgeoning damage.
Wait, what's a Constitution saving throw?
What's 2d10?
What is any kind of saving throw at this point? We're just out
Um,
here doing our best.
Could be a large creature.
Fair. I think Ferric's good. Ferric's
Yeah,
good
I'm
on
good.
spending money. Like maybe saving up for something a little more special.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You guys are picky.
I am no longer loaded.
I feel like yesterday when you guys were here, you were like, "What do you got? Give me anything you got." And I'm like, "Oh." you can
I
do my
mean,
stuff.
I asked for cursed and weird shit, so
yeah, where's all your weird shit?
got this golden lion.
What's it do?
I'll take it.
It's a statue of a golden lion. There's two. Each
Just-
one can turn into a lion.
Oh, that's kind of weird. How much is it?
I feel like it's out of my
600
budget.
gold.
600 gold?
It's cursed though.
Oh, it's cursed.
I'll buy it.
The lions don't listen to you.
No,
Oh,
I will definitely buy it.
please don't buy it.
It's mine.
We could just throw a lion in a room.
No,
and
no,
Just shut
Yeah,
the door.
Let's just not do that, please.
It's mine.
If the lion gets killed, the item just gets destroyed.
What's the
Oh,
point
Oh
then?
goodness.
Why not just buy a real lion for like
It's way
50?
cheaper.
Because then you gotta feed the lion and take care of its poop.
I would just prefer not to be in charge of any form of lion, like real or
This
imaginary.
is the worst magic item ever.
Let's just not
it's
have a
cursed.
lion.
You had me until it just if the lion dies, it's destroyed. Like I
That's
just
what
want to be able
happens.
to.
It's
I
not
mean-
my
Actual
fault.
lion?
I don't
Yes, it's
want
a real
an
lion.
actual lion to die. I just
Yeah,
want to
that's sad.
not
Well,
be
it's made of-
responsible.
it's a statue that turns into a lion. It's not. It doesn't have a soul.
Is it really? Or are you
I still
lying?
don't want to be in charge, you know?
What makes
Like
it
I don't want to
cursed?
be in I don't want to be in charge of the
You
lion.
know what? I'm gonna
if
buy
it's
it.
real
I'm gonna
or
give him
not.
600 gold.
Oh no.
Curses that you can't tell them what to do when they don't listen to you.
Yeah, nobody tells you what to do either.
Oh yeah, fucking
Just
Pickles
wild
has a fucking pet lion now.
Yeah.
2 of them.
Pickles is living her best life and we
That's
love
true.
that for her, but I'm concerned.
I'm not.
I'm just waiting for her to, like, since it's a little statue, she's small, she, like, does Simbo with it, and then turns it into a lion while she enlarges.
Wow.
Yeah. Love
See?
that.
You give me
like
weird
darts.
shit, I buy it.
Remember those +1 ammunition I had the other day? I've got +2 darts, but they're 100 each. I
I'm all
can't
set.
come down off that price.
Thank you, though.
When's my scabbard gonna be done?
In like 3 more days.
Alright, I'm just really impatient.
I just sent it out this morning. It's done. It just needs enchanted.
Okay. The lion
Got a
shall
very
suffice for
specific
now.
enchantment.
All right, are we done? Do we think we're done?
Yeah, I got a lion.
Yes.
What about a potion of supreme healing?
It's not a lion.
How much?
1,300.
We're okay.
That's
now.
like all my gold.
Superior healing.
Appreciate the offer.
450.
I can just stab myself.
Potion of greater
That's fair.
healing. 150.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Okay. I don't even know why I got these crate of potions out there.
You said
Where are you
greater
guys?
healing for 150?
Yes,
Yes.
no. Blessings upon you. But no.
Oh.
For 150? No. We can do better.
Well, I'm about out of my supplies. Gotta go back in the back and look for more cheaper stuff.
Sorry, we're broke right now.
Mm-hmm.
I give everyone a potion of healing for the trade.
Oh!
Oh, sweet.
Amazing.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Easy indeed.
I just realized I actually have 4 potions of healing, so it's becoming 5 potions
It's even
of healing.
funnier.
It's even funnier.
I
'cause
don't give Ferric one then if he has 5.
Aw.
As he's placing it
You
with
don't
his
know
others.
that. Potion of healing.
Alright, time to go to a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, time to fucking zip zap zoop, get out of here. Fucking let's go kill some Harbinger.
We
review
gotta
all
kill the
of the
Harbinger,
plans.
right? Like
Yeah,
that's what's
right.
happening right now. We gotta
Yep,
do it.
It's finally happening.
We gotta do it. It's time.
Actually, should we go get Braum real quick? No, I'm
No,
kidding.
No.
no, get out of
kidding.
here. Stop trying
Don't
to
make
add
me
us to the
rework
plan.
all of these elaborate plans.
Either Braum is going to die as part of the mass casualties, or we're gonna have to hunt him down later. So it's better if he just dies right now and we don't have to think about it.
Oh my god.
That's what I think. Honestly.
That's what I thought about Strudel too, and you guys still don't believe me on that account.
No, Strudel's sticking around forever, baby. He is in it for the long haul. But yeah, Braum is either a totally neutral party or the central evil of
Yeah.
this arc. It's there's no in between. It's one or the other.
I'm heading for the picnic. We're going.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
So, what is the plan? To wait and see if he comes down from the castle? Or
Yeah, so there's 3 areas where we might confront him. One of them is just outside the castle in the park if there are no if there's no collateral damage, if there's no commoners that might get caught in the crossfire. Second plan is if he doesn't exit at all, then at night we infiltrate the castle and take the fight directly to him. Third plan is if things progress almost exactly as they did yesterday, where he goes out and there are a lot of people, then at that point we sneak into the castle and lie in wait for him to return.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think before we come to a close, we'll roll and see what happens for him for his ritual. Like, what will he come out? Will he not?
All right.
I will roll a D100. So as you guys wait, you do see some people are approaching the temple in anticipation, but 9 o'clock comes and he never leaves the castle.
All right. Well, I will have fun storming this castle.
All right. Well, I think that is where we'll call it for tonight. Next week, we will storm the castle, so to speak. There it is. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you all jump in here and watch us live, but you're more than welcome to tune in. Oh my gosh, I just totally brain farted. We are live on YouTube every other Sunday, 7 p.m. EST. Our next live date is October 8th. If you'd like, you can come jump in Discord and hang out with us. Discord.gg/thehomebrew podcast. We have a really awesome community. We'd love to hear from you. The failures are all present, and they'd love to answer your questions. If you have a few extra bucks, go check out Patreon, patreon.com/thehomebrew. $2 gets you access to all kinds of cool stuff. This is a homebrew podcast, homebrew live show, and our sponsor is Fanroll Dice. Go get yourself some dice and use promo code homebrew at checkout for 10% off. And remember, you are loved. You are loved as much as that dwarf loves trying to overcharge you guys. He really thinks you're loaded.
Gorvis.
Corvus.
You are as important as following Mayor Wormley's laws, and remember, as of next month, it will be mandatory that you go to those meetings. So, hope you're ready. And you matter. You matter as much as what's the word I'm looking for? You matter as much as gathering
Good people.
information.
No.
Pickles' amazing
Reconnaissance.
strategy of reconnaissance
Recon,
was
for sure.
very important, I would say. You guys almost charged into a bee's nest. But you were able to get some information, and now you have a pretty solid plan of attack, I would say. Thanks again for listening, listeners, and we'll see you all next time on Our Word Fail.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye. We love you.